Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us for week 8 of the DKMR Invitational. I'm Kobayashi Maru, your host and host of Masterclass, and tonight I'll be joined by the Duke of Twos, Mr. D2 himself. D2 is currently working with the team with DKMR, and they're working with Ek0p. Our challenger is none other than Ek0p from Team Cloud9, and this week Ek0p is going to be competing against Kisstafer, and if he wins, then against Hosty. I'm sure the question on your mind as well as my mind is, what impact will this new quarter have on the decks tonight and on the meta game in general? And that's what Hearthstone's all about. So yeah, we're really excited to get into this and are working through those issues just as quickly as we can. So let me just explain the format to those of you who are new to this event. Each week a new challenger will take on up to 2 DKMR players for a growing cash prize. And in previous weeks we've had great events such as with players such as Team Solo Mid's Trump, Curses Alchemist, Meet Your Makers Ignite, Mana Grind Z-Rusher, Tempo Store's Reynad, Chalky, and VVV Wampy. And this week is no different. We've got Cloud9's Ek0p, and if Ek0p is able to defeat both DKMR players this week, he's going to walk away with $175. So if all that happens, then the best of 7 prize pool resets to 75 for next week. So the way this works is that Ek0p will play in a best of 5 against DKMR's Kisstafer, and if he wins $25. And then, as I said, if he then plays against DKMR's Hosty and wins that match, that'll be $150, totaling $175 for the week. So if the other way this can work out is if Ek0p loses the first match to Kisstafer. In that case, Kisstafer will play against Hosty in a best of 7 for that initial $25. And the best of 7 prize pool goes up to $225 next week. And next week we have VVV's Osaka, who's coming in as our challenger. So that's going to be a great event, and you guys really shouldn't miss it. So, since this tournament is hosted by DKMR, the challengers have all agreed to share their deck lists with me and me alone. And as a third party, I'll be receiving those deck lists 5 minutes prior to the match, and I won't be disclosing them until they're used in the game. And as I said, we have an 8-minute delay on all these live matches, so that there won't be any issues there. All these matches are streamed live with that delay, so we're working with Twitch there as our venue to watch all these games. Because the challenger could be playing in 2 matches back-to-back, he has the option to pick completely different decks from the best of 7 match and the best of 5 match. And I also will have DKMR's players' deck lists on hand for fairness. We have potentially some games getting going. Not quite yet. We're almost there. We're almost there. Almost there.
We might have to cut their Drew Sandstorm off.
Sandstorm might be cut short, guys. But until then, though, until it comes.
Oh, did you have the playing like with the music and everything?
The what?
Did you have it playing with the music and everything?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's going. Oh, it's going, buddy.
No wonder people laughing at me. The people in the chat like, he's still talking. I'm like, what?
Yep.
Why can't I talk? I'm not allowed to talk. Alright, well, I gotta wait. Okay, never mind. I just wanted to turn this on for 1 second just to see if it was, or how loud it was. But yeah, now I feel a little embarrassed. Kobayashi.
Come on, man. It's all in good fun. All in good fun. Okay, gentlemen. We got it going. We got it going. Let's get into the games.
Alright, finally. Here we go. Ek0p versus not Hosty. Ek0p versus Kisstafer. Fix it.
Oh yeah, give me a second.
Go ahead, you fix it. Alright, so it's Ek0p versus Kisstafer.
I'll get there.
Ek0p using That's Admirable's account, Kisstafer using Hosty's account, so try not to be confused, guys. This is not Admirable versus Hosty. This is Ek0p versus Kisstafer. It's going to be a great match.
Getting there.
Alright, and we have, while you're getting there, we have a Druid versus Druid. Surprise, surprise. Oh, Lotham! There we go. Yeah, looking at Hosty's screen, looking at his mulligan, we see Lotham right away. Of course, you guys are looking at Ek0p's screen. And not just Lotham, but Golden Lotham. Getting that Golden Lotham right away. Looking at Hosty's hand right now, he's deciding between 2 Druid of the Claw, Loatheb, and a Wild Growth. It looks like he's going to toss everything but the Wild Growth.
All right, guys. Sorry about that. All right, so we're back in it. Took us just a second to get there. Games have begun.
Yes, they have.
Much hype. Sandstorm is over.
Alright, so it looks like we have Ek0p playing a token Druid deck, as you can see with the Power of the Wild and the Argent Squire hitting the field.
Let me just get these overlays working. Got a little bit of stuff we need to work out here. Please take it away while I work this out.
Alright, so Kisstafer basically didn't have a turn 2 play, and so he just passed. He's probably going to just a Wild Growth here. I mean, he did have Coin Wild Growth, but it wouldn't have done anything because he didn't have Harvest Golem or any sort of innovative play the next turn. And by the way, I think I made a mistake earlier. I said Hosty already crafted the golden one. But this is Kisstafer playing, so just don't want to confuse you guys too much. And we have Hosty taking out that Panther sorry, did I say Hosty again? Kisstafer. I'm sorry.
It's Kisstafer playing. We're sure of it.
Okay. Sorry. When I look at the screen on the left, it says Hosty. So I know you guys can't see it, but the screen I'm looking at 2 screens right now, and one of them has Hosty there, and it's I keep thinking it's Hosty playing Admirable.
All right, we do have a turn 3 Wild Growth by Kisstafer, so that's the current play right now.
All right.
We're getting there.
So Ek0p, a pretty lackluster turn 3 play. It could only hero power, which is very, very good for Kisstafer's sake. Kisstafer able to play that Wild Growth without, being punished too much. And now we have Ek0p coming down with another Argent Squire, which is kind of annoying to deal with. But to be honest, it's not that big of a deal. He's already used 1 Power of the Wild. Those guys aren't going to be doing too much damage.
Yeah.
And now we have Kisstafer choosing between his Druid of the Claw and Loatheb, or I suppose he could play the Azure Drake as well. He's leaning toward that Druid of the Claw in bear form. The thing is that with Black Knight being in a lot of decks, this is one of the only times that you can play the Druid of the Claw in taunt form and get that extra health and basically slow your opponent down without being afraid of the Black Knight. And so Kisstafer is basically using this opportunity is basically his only opportunity to be able to get this out in a bear form and not be afraid of the Black Knight, which we can see is in Ek0p's hand. So pretty solid play, I would say, by Kisstafer. He's gonna hold off on the Loatheb, gonna hold off on that Drake. And Kisstafer looks like he's just gonna remove that by swiping and throwing his 2 Divine Shields into it. So Kisstafer getting a lot of value out of that Druid of the Claw in bear form. And
we got the sort of kind of non-existent board, but sort of there's a couple things in here. Ek0p's got a couple Argent Squires on there, and we see that Kisstafer's got the 6 mana turn. What do you think here? Would you Argent? Would you? I mean, I could do 7 mana. It's not really a great play in that case. Would you bring down the Drake? Drake hero power?
Yeah, he's looking at that Loatheb. It's kind of a weird situation. Here's the thing about Loatheb is that he's a really, really good card, but it's hard to know when to play him, because if you play him right here, you're not denying the Savage or Force of Nature combo later.
Right.
And so you don't even know if there's any spells in Ek0p's hand at the moment anyway. He only has 4 cards. So he's thinking, maybe I should just go with this Drake, and maybe I can coin into hero power or something. One of his other options was to just use the Keeper of the Grove along with his hero power, but he doesn't know what kind of deck this is quite yet. He doesn't know if Ek0p's running, for instance, Cairn, if he's running Ancient of Wars. So he really wants to save that
information.
The Keeper of the Grove for as long as possible.
Yeah, and it's funny that as you mentioned that Ek0p is not running the Ancient of War. He's got the Black Knight, but he's not got the Ancient of War. So he's ready to deal with the Ancient of War, but himself doesn't have one, as opposed to Kisstafer, who is running one Ancient of War and a Cenarius, as the case may be. So there's quite a bit of stuff that you could kill with a taunt. So in that regard, Ek0p, I think, has the deck advantage at this point.
Well, yeah, so perhaps the deck advantage, but Kisstafer has a huge amount of cards in his hand, just a fantastic card quality.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm just talking about from a deck perspective. I do not disagree with you at all, though.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so there's a lot of good plays he could make, or there's a lot of decent plays, I should say. One of those, well, it's not a good play, is Ancient of War in taunt form, which is just going to get wrecked by Black Knight, and he's hovering over. I am like practically yelling through my screen into 8 minutes into the past. Kisstafer, do not play the Ancient of War. You will be wrecked. There will be Ek0p all over the chat. So just warning you, Kisstafer from 8 minutes ago.
Yeah, exactly. This is your buddy from the future. Don't do it. Do not do it.
All right. So
what would you do in this case? Argent? I don't see anything wrong with Argent. I mean, it's not going to get picked off by the Squire.
Yeah. Well, you can.
Ooh. Okay. So wait. He's contemplating the Lotheb, and he plays Lotheb, which is good. I mean, for him, it's really good. And then hero power to clear the 1/1. So there will be no innervates this turn, right? That's about all you're stopping here, is an innervate. But it also means you don't lose your Ancient of War.
Yeah, so he cannot innervate, he can't play there's Ek0p, by the way. He can't play Force Nature to clear that, but he wasn't going to anyway. He was gonna go for the Ancient of Lore. Basically match the 5/5 while getting more cards in the field, and he almost threw out the BM right there, saying like, too bad you wasted your Lotheb. But I think that was the right play by Kisstafer. The potential to be blown out by Black Knight was too much, and if he had played the Argent Commander, it would only have 4 damage in the face. He could only bring him down to 28 health, and he would have just been easily taken out pretty much by Argent Squire and almost anything else. Yeah,
and that Argent Commander coming down to get rid of the Ancient of Lore is a great pickup. We do have the Drake here, though, and if he had a swipe, which he didn't, that would be a money Drake swipe with the Innovate, but he does have Wrath, so we're probably going to see a 2-mana Wrath for 2. Draw a card, and he's going to leave Lotheb on the board. He loathes to leave him on the board, but he's going to. That's my bad humor for the night, guys. I'll be here all night.
All right. Okay. So this is a nice value play, and it does get rid of a minion, so that's decent. He has a lot of health, so Ek0p's decent there. And actually,
so looks like he's gonna swipe and bring down a Yeti of his own to sort of continue the board presence, which is nice. That's really nice.
Yeah, that's pretty good. The issue with Kisstafer is taking a bit of a lead here. The issue is that he's already at 19 health, so he has to be clearing the board every single time. He can't, for instance, just ignore and go for the face, because if he ignores just one 4-damage minion, he is dead. As we can see in Ek0p's hand, he has that combo.
Welcome to the play corner, guys. It's double Lotheb on the board, and we will not be seeing a Force of Nature Savage Roar this turn. That would be expensive. That would be 19 mana, gentlemen. And you know what? Kisstafer doesn't have 19 mana at this point. He's about 9 mana short of that. He'd need like 3 innervates and a coin. Or 4 innervates and a coin. So
the innervates themselves cost a lot. So
that's right. He won't be innervating anything. That's right. So yeah. So what do you do now? Silencing doesn't do anything. You can silence the teacher, of course. Yeah. Silencing Wait, is he gonna silence Lotheb?
Is he reaching for it?
It looks like he's gonna silence Lotheb, which is not gonna impact anything. Oh no, he's gonna do 2 damage. Much better. And then he's gonna clear him with the Yeti. Good job. Okay, I like that better.
Okay. All right. So the thing is, like I said earlier, he has to clear this board. Even the Violet Teacher, which is 3 with his 3 health, could have done the 19 damage necessary to win the game. So he had to go out of his way to clear the board. It basically puts Ek0p on, basically maybe makes him dead this turn.
Do you innervate out the Ancient of Lore here, or do you bring? I mean, That would kind of be the only other thing. You could obviously bring out the spiders, but yeah, what do you do here?
He's at 21 health? Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, so he's dead if he doesn't clear one of these minions. Or obviously he has to clear the
He's gonna gain 5 health with the Ancient of Lore, which is a good heads-up play, knowing that Lotheb is no longer on board, and a Force Savage combo could come down. He's at 26 health, so it's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 24 damage is coming his way this turn.
Potentially. But the thing is, if he goes for the face and tries to put 24 damage, then Kisstafer himself dies the next turn to Ek0p's combo. So this is a nice play by Ek0p, saying that even though I'm not getting that much value out of this 5/5, I'm only healing, I'm keeping myself from dying, and I'm threatening lethal on your side. So you need to clear my board, and it's a really nice play.
Would you use the Wild Growth? I think I would here to pick up the card.
I think Kisstafer is thinking that he wants as many cards on the board in order to activate as many things as possible with the Savage Roar. Yeah. So that's what he's doing. He will clear that Keeper of the Grove, and even though he knows this is a huge risk, he's basically saying that if you're spending 6 mana on a Black Knight,
you can't kill me.
You don't have enough to kill me. On top of that, you do not have enough to
stop me next turn, right? Because Karn's going to be alive. Karn hasn't been silent, so Bane's coming out. So this is a really interesting play. The 6 mana Black Knight might actually be the downfall. And how do you not Black Knight a 5/7? It's what it's there for. There's nothing better to Black Knight in this game of Hearthstone. Really.
Exactly. So this is actually a very, very good play by Kisstafer, and a very good use of this card, saying that although you get so much value out of it, it's a really slow play, and I can just kill you next turn.
I think you got to get rid of the 2/4, because you're getting rid of the Karn doesn't do anything.
Although if he hero powers, is he at 24 health?
He did hero power. Now he's now at 25 health. Yeah.
So he doesn't. So if he kills the 2/4, he doesn't. Or Kisstafer does not have game. He has 24.
But if he kills Karn, he does have game. So you got to kill the 2/4 here.
Exactly. Yeah. He cannot. Yeah. He knows. Ek0p knows. Ek0p knows the damage that is necessary. So let's see how this game is just going back and forth. We keep getting so close to lethal for each player.
Yeah.
Like for literally the past 5 turns, one player was threatening lethal on the other player, and they had to respawn, which is actually crazy. Just this game's on pins and needles. Both players going back and forth, both threatening lethal every single turn. This is actually insane.
And Lotheb really came in handy for Mr. Cloud9 Ek0p. He really played that well. He's familiar with the new cards, knows the right time to play them. Seems like he's on top of his game. And a Force Savage combo, of course, as we said, is going to be tricky, right? You got your Force Savage combo.
At the moment, you can't. At the moment, if he uses that combo, he's looking to clear the board, and basically regain board control, which is a bit of an issue. And it actually might be the correct move, because as we can see in Ek0p's hand, if Kisstafer puts Ek0p on having the combo, then he knows he only has one more card in his deck to even, or even in his hand to even do anything. And so therefore, if he clears the board, maybe he can take control of this game in that way. And it looks like that's what he's reaching for. He's going to go for that. He's running
Look at
out of
the
time,
bad
though.
manner. Did you see that?
What did
Ek0p said he was falling asleep here waiting for this.
That bad manner. Yeah, Ek0p knows how to get into a player's head, obviously.
Yeah.
And let's see. Okay, so basically, he can go for the face here. I think it's a bit of a waste to kill this Haunted Creeper. Did he clear the board completely?
Yeah. Yeah, he has completely cleared the board. It's all gone.
Wow.
But now we've got Ek0p with his own Force Savage combo up. He does choose to Wrath though instead. And do you like that? I mean, you're gonna then hero power and get rid of the 2/1, play a creeper. Yeah, this isn't bad. You could bring out the Force of Nature. You could then hero power to get rid of the 2/1. You could start to clear out a bit of Karn and some of Bane. Nah, you can't really do much on Bane. It looks like it's just gonna be. It looks like it's just gonna be face.
It's gonna be face. He's saying that if you cannot kill me right now, then I will kill you next turn. That's actually, I really like that play. He knows that these are the only cards in his hand, and he confirmed that with the Wrath, saying, okay, this is my next card, right? That's not helpful at all.
Right.
The only way I'm going to win this game is to hope that you do not have a way to kill me or the way to put up a taunt, because my card quality is garbage right now. Other than my what's the word? The kill condition.
Yeah.
The win
Yeah,
condition.
the win condition. Well, healing for 5 help coming up to 16? It's not really going to be enough unless he can clear everything, which it looks like he can. So he's going to be able to clear every single thing on the board with the hero power, and he'll be at 15 hit points. Once again, no, at 16 hit points, excuse me. So 2 away from lethal, assuming he clears, which he does. So again, preventing the Force Savage combo. But now he has a Force double Savage combo if he only had an Innervate.
I just facepalm for Ek0p. That is the last card you want to see right now.
Yeah.
It's 2 damage basically, because there's nothing to use it with. So interesting choice by Kisstafer to go with clearing the board every single time rather than going for more damage on the face. I think he's correctly put Ek0p on just the Force Savage combo, and he's top decking every single turn. If he can just clear every single time and eventually just get more minions out, then he can just win this game.
Yeah.
And I was gonna be critical, but now that the more I think about it, I think I like the way he's playing this.
Ek0p, that is.
Or Kisstafer.
Oh, Kisstafer. I think they're both playing fantastically. They're both keeping each other 1 hit point away from lethal. Ek0p's going for the kill blow here. He's got him at 2 hit points. What do you do? What do you do as Kisstafer?
Oh my god. Oh
you
my
heal.
god.
You heal.
Top deck. That, you know what you do as Kisstafer? You top deck.
You top deck and heal. Wow.
I can't believe. And here comes the rage out of Ek0p. I can't believe he top decked that. Oh my goodness. Wow.
All right, you've got Savage Roar. You need to do 8 damage.
He needs Jura the Claw right now. Jura the Claw will be game. Otherwise,
Thalanos is not.
Thalanos is not game. He is dead. This first game is going to go to Kisstafer.
Wow.
What a nail-biting first game, just back and forth. Unfortunately for Ek0p there, Kisstafer getting the top deck, and Ek0p unable to.
Let's see how he handles the loss. He savages, he hits face.
He knows he's dead.
He ends turn, and does he concede? He throws a little BM out there. Throws a lot of BM out there. Oh, we know it's Ek0p. We know who's playing on Admirable's account. We know who this is.
Well,
and he takes it to the face. Ek0p getting hit in the face by our good friend Mr. Kisstafer. Game 1 to Kisstafer. Well done.
Yeah, very, very, very well played by both players. Unfortunately, unfortunately for Ek0p, I should say. Fortunately for DKMR, is that Kisstafer getting the top decks, Ek0p unable to. Wow, way to start off our DKMR Invitational. What a fantastic game that was.
Yeah, a really, really good game 1. And we've got a lot more great games coming your way. So let's jump into the mulligan.
Alright, let's see what Ek0p comes back with. Oh, Rogue. Not surprising at all. And I'm assuming this is Miracle Rogue. I have not seen the cards yet. What do we have here? We have, yep, that would be Miracle Rogue. You don't play Conceal usually in Backspace. Or, Tempo Rogue, plus the Shiv, everything's screaming Miracle Rogue.
Yeah.
About that hand. And we were going to see how Lotheb affects this.
Yeah. I mean, we all know Lotheb's coming out, right? We know Lotheb's coming out on Kisstafer's side. It could come out on Ek0p's side. And Lotheb is like the most popular card in the game right now. It's almost in every single deck. So this should be an interesting matchup. A lot of people think that Lotheb is the Miracle Rogue killer. So we shall see. We shall see.
Yeah, exactly. And is Kisstafer going to double innervate Jura the Claw turn 1? Is the question. A lot of eggs in one basket, but
yeah, a sap would shut that down super hard.
Exactly. So he's thinking about it, but without doing that play, he's basically not doing anything for the first 2 turns. Which might be okay actually. Getting out on turn 3 is actually pretty decent. It's
such an advantage though if it doesn't get countered.
Yeah. However, what Ek0p could do is, well, he could take a slight amount of damage, and actually, no, what he could have done is he could have gone if Kisstafer had put it in charge mode, he could have gone coin, eviscerate, and 3-for-1 Kisstafer there. So
Yeah.
that might have been pretty bad. And Kisstafer top taking that wild growth and getting immediately getting some BM from Ek0p.
Yeah, Ek0p's not happy, and he's down 1-0. So, looks like we have... Yeah, we've got an Innervate coming down with a Black Knight. There's not a lot of taunt in this deck, so why not put a 4/5 on the board?
Exactly. It's just basically smoothing out your curve. It's kind of bad to play, Innervate Druid of the Claw that turn, because you can just play it next turn without the Innervate. So might as well do that. On the other hand, Ek0p is pretty happy that, not that happy, but once he saw the Innervate and he basically just a Yeti come out, I think he was pretty happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Loatheb, so he's hovering over it, Kisstafer is, but I doubt he's going to play it now. The best time to play that Loatheb is after you see that Gadgets and Conceal. Basically, shut down the entire play after that.
I mean, so, the Miracle's got to tell. Gadgets and Conceal. It's the tell. You always know you see it, and there's usually nothing you can do about it unless you have a Spell Power minion down and some kind of AoE, or you're running a different kind of deck. So with the Druid deck, though, you've got Loatheb, so you want to wait until that guy comes down. And,
any deck now. I think Loatheb's in
Oh no, for sure. I'm saying as a Druid though, you didn't have any other options.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm pretty sure Kisstafer's gonna be playing Druid of the Claw. The only question is whether he's gonna put in Taunt or Charge mode. And either way, Ek0p has an answer. He has a Sap and he has an Eviscerate in hand.
Interestingly enough, this deck, Classy Swag, as named by Ek0p, is only running 1 Conceal. We've seen some Chinese players run 2 Conceals. It could have been a change in the meta to allow yourself to deal with a Loatheb where you conceal, but it doesn't happen, and it won't happen in this case.
Yeah, the only problem is that Conceal would cost 6 mana, and so it might be a little bit hard to...
It's expensive, but you could definitely do it, and it might be worth it. Because then next turn you can, for that 1/6 mana, you delay the 1 turn you need, then you can get the Miracle. But exactly. You're right.
So, we have a lot of options in Ek0p's hand right now. He could just play the Blood Mage and Eviscerate and kill off that Black Knight. He has... I mean, Backstab is also a pretty big play. If you're trying to, whittle down one of these minions. What he could also do is play Blood Mage. Well, he could do something kind of crazy like, Sap, Coin, Backstab, Van Cleef, and get an 8/8 out there. Although that's a little bit obviously it's pretty vulnerable to Big Game Hunter. But
and it doesn't deal with both minions. It only deals with one. He has no way of dealing with both minions at this point.
Yeah, he doesn't have a way to deal with both minions, but he has a huge hand, and he has Gadgets in coming up. He has, the Azure Drake coming up. So I think this game is somewhat even, considering the board.
Not when Loatheb comes out, though.
That is true.
No, it's even, and this is just what the Miracle wants. But we have a shift in the meta, ladies and gentlemen, and it's a big fat mofo at 5 mana called Loatheb.
Exactly. So is he gonna?
Don't play Loatheb.
Yeah, you're gonna regret it once he gets that Gadgets and Conceal. Does he have Conceal in his hand? Oh, he mulliganed it before. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I saw in the mulligan before, and I just
assumed... draws a Yeti. I like that.
Very good heads up play. Basically saying I don't have. Well, not the heads up play. It's a pretty normal play.
He plays that Yeti.
saying to use the Wrath for 1, basically saying I don't really have a play. Better do that than just throw the Loatheb out because you have no other play.
Okay, so what would you do now if you're Ek0p? Gadgetzan looks like he's coming down, but then you're just going to be... You don't have a prep here. So effectively you're going to be playing Coin and then a bunch of spells. So you'll be able to play Coin, Backstab.
Yeah,
and if you don't draw what you need, you're SOL.
Well, worst case scenario, he cycles 3 cards and damages the minions. Best case scenario, he gets some crazy. He gets prep. He gets Sap. He gets obviously Conceal is not the best because of Loatheb, but there's a lot of things he can do with this Gadgetzan. I mean, just the fact that he can backstab 2 things on the board, which is really rare for a rogue. It's nice to be able to cycle those right away. And it's actually
I do like backstabbing first because you got a deadly poison, so you could play that now with the Coin. So that's going to allow for 2 more cards, but then you'd need a prep. Oh, we got a Shadow Step. So actually, he can now do everything he wants to do, bring out the coin, and then shadow step the gadgets in back and protect him. He can't kill the Yeti though, and certainly he can't get past the taunt and kill the 4/4. So he can't kill anything. So he doesn't look like he's considering not shadow stepping here. I would have. Why do you think he didn't?
I think I agree with the decision not to shadow step because you have so many minions in hand. You have plays to make next turn essentially, and basically you're not gonna need gadgets in for a while. And I think it's better to leave him on the field, just have a 4/4 and just have a threat, something that Kisstafer needs to kill at the moment. And basically, bringing back the gadgets in and taking so much damage, I don't think is quite worth it. So. These next couple turns, he can just play. He can just play his minions out, just play normally. Get an Earthen Ring with a Van Cleave. He can stab. He can, play the Azure Drake for even more card draw. Plus, he has a bunch of cards in hand anyway. So I think I agree with the decision. He needs to keep that in the board, just have some sort of board presence.
He brings out Lothab, which is going to severely hinder the ability to cast spells next turn. So he's not going to be able to clear any of these minions with a spell. We've got a 7-mana Shiv here. I mean, but. It will not, it's basically going to keep board control effectively, right? Because you can bring down a Drake or you can bring down an Earthen Ring, but that's all you can do.
Yeah, I mean...
It's a tempo move, right?
It is a tempo move. It's also nice to get a 5/5 out there. Essentially, I think more than anything... Yeah, he had no other cards. Essentially, he wanted to get... It's just too much of a waste to just throw away a turn, not get your 5/5 out there. Yeah. So I agree with doing that. Unfortunately, Ek0p has decent plays that don't involve spells, like this Farseer Van Cleave play. I
think we've got lethal here with Savage Roar, Swipe. Even without Swipe, I think the Savage Roar would have done it. Don't you think?
Yeah. How much was he at?
17. Yeah, he had it without the Swipe.
Yeah. So exactly. That's the other reason why you play Lothab is because you win the game. So yeah, there's that as well.
GG. Game number 2 to Kisstafer, and Ek0p's retort is ... skill. That's what he's got to say about that. Looks like Ek0p's not going to get that Trump money tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to have a heck of a comeback.
Yeah, pretty salty about Lothab. Although Lothab didn't make a huge difference there, but I mean, I guess.
It helped.
I guess, okay, I think, obviously, Ek0p's a little bit more salty about the fact that he got Wild Growth into Innervate 6-drop into 5-drop into 5-drop into, it's kind of a crazy start by the Druid there, turn 3, getting out, 4 or 5, and just basically steamrolling from there, and basically making it so that he was unable to get any sort of...
We've got Kisstafer keeping Swipe, potentially, and getting rid of everything else. Oh, he's going to get rid of Swipe. Okay, I thought he wasn't sure if this was Handlock or Zoo, because you don't want to keep that Swipe versus Handlock, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so, and we have Ek0p getting rid of everything except... I like the Watcher and the Sun Fury Protector, but would you not keep those? You looking for the Giants?
You're looking for the threats. Basically, there's only one big game hunter, and if you don't want to get behind, essentially.
Ooh.
And Sludge Belcher.
Sludge Belcher.
So yeah, you want to be looking for your threats. You don't want to be looking for your defense, essentially. If Druid's able to control the board, they can basically dictate play. And even though you have some blockers up, it's not the same as having a big threat out. And Druids has to deal with the threats the same way they have to deal with taunts. Basically, it's the same exact thing. You have to deal with it, or else you just die. And so yeah, he's definitely looking for those threats. I think it's much more of a priority. And worst case scenario, you get some smaller things like Earthen Ring Farseer. And he did get that Ancient Watcher back anyway, so you might see it.
He is running 2 Shadow Flames though, and I do like the Shadow Flame on the Ancient Watcher combo. So, but it seems like you're right. He wants to go for those threats. And we've got here 2 mana. Not much to do unless you're going to Innervate out. So it looks like he's going to Hero Power. He could have Innervate Coin into a Drake, but you're not really looking to do that, right? You're not really looking to bring out a Drake early. You want to save that for a little bit later.
Yeah. Although I am a bit surprised that he did not play the Drake there, because he could have drawn deeper.
It's true, but he can Innervate Coin a Karn, which is actually a lot nicer.
That is true. That's true. Actually, you know what? You're right. I think that's probably a more solid play, especially because there's really no way for Ek0p to deal with it. He can't. You know,
Well,
he can't owl.
he
He can't
can-
owl.
We
Sorry,
can
go
owl, but it doesn't do that. That's all it does is it gets rid of one of the two. It doesn't deal with the primary threat.
Yeah, he would have to perfectly have owl, soulfire, mortal coil, which he only has one of in Ek0p's hand, and even mortal coil sometimes is not being run in some of these handlock decks. So
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with you. That's probably the better play to save it for the Cairn. Make sure you get a threat out there that's really hard to deal with.
And we've got 2 Earthen Rings in this handlock, 2 Owls, 2 Watchers, 1 Power Overwhelming. We have Loatheb and 1 Sludge Belcher. So, there, as we see, there will be some belching of the sludge. And other than that, it's a pretty standard deck. 1 Siphon Soul, not 2. And the Earth Mother is here.
That's pretty. That one Siphon Soul, that's kind of like a Gnimsh thing. But yeah, interesting that he put Loatheb in there. It's kind of, I mean, I've been talking to teammates about it, and you want to. It's so tempting to put Loatheb in every deck, but it might be a little bit awkward in handlock. But we'll see.
Yeah. Okay, you got that giant out, and that needs to be dealt with. And there isn't really a way you can get 3 damage on it plus the Karn. Can't really kill it.
Yeah, you can't kill it. Well, you can actually. You can Wrath, run the Cairn into it, and tank 7 damage.
Oh yeah. You could do that. I don't like it, but you could.
I think it's definitely consideration because we do see the Faceless in Ek0p's hand, and
that's what you're always worried about, right?
Oh, he's gonna throw his face into it.
No, you mean throw his Karn into it?
Yeah, throw the face of the card. I'm sorry.
Yeah. His face is fine. Don't worry, guys. But yeah, I like that because whenever you're gonna faceless something, facelessing an 8/4 is not nearly as tempting as an 8/8. Both those minions will be cleared by the minions on the board. Looks like he's gonna go face, and I'm thinking, yeah, Shadow Flame. Not bad. Not bad.
Interesting. It's a little bit defensive play, but I mean, you do get the 8 damage in the face, which is nice if you're looking to kill him down the road with the Leroy Faceless combo. And it's a nice way to just get rid of all this. I mean, if you had put the Faceless down, you just trade with the 2 4s on the board anyway. So
yeah, it's gonna trade. So why not just do the damage? You do the trade, and you'll Faceless something later.
Exactly. And
looks like Ek0p's considering the Sludge Belcher now that the Azure Drake has been brought down by Kisstafer. I don't really like a Siphon Soul here. I kind of like the Sludge Belcher best. Maybe the Ancient Watcher. And then he doesn't have any way to activate it this turn, but he certainly could activate it next turn with the Silence or with the Defender of Argus. I'm kind of thinking Ancient Watcher, and then what do you do with the 4 mana?
Defender is probably.
Yeah, maybe you activate it now.
Yeah, it's nice because you just get in the way of that Zurdrick, and it can't be swiped. Well, it can, but not to kill it. So there's a lot of like meh options for Ek0p. Going for that Siphon Soul is kind of meh. Going for the Sludge Belcher is just meh.
Yeah, he does go with the Siphon Soul. Okay. So you got 5 mana. Is it a Loatheb turn? It doesn't feel like one to me because it's such a minion-heavy deck. But what else can you do? You can't use Black Knight. You could Wild Growth into Harvest Golem. There's nothing wrong with that. I like Wild Growth into Harvest Golem.
Yeah, here's where we were talking about earlier about playtesting cards, because we know Loatheb's going to be good against things like Freeze Mage, things like Miracle, even Druid. But how do you play it against Handlock? That's the question. What spells are you really afraid of here from Ek0p? I suppose
Shadow Flame actually would be the big one. Shadow Flame and Soulfire.
But Soulfire, I would agree. Is what I was gonna say actually. But as far as Shadow Flame, I don't think you play something just to Shadow Flame a single Loatheb, or a single creature, I should say. So as far as playing Loatheb versus playing some other minion, it's a little bit tricky because what are you actually even preventing here?
Oh yeah, in this case I don't think the Loatheb would prevent a Shadow Flame. I meant if you had a decent board that you didn't want Shadow Flame in a playtesting matchup, Loatheb would be good.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. Obviously, I'm looking at this specific situation, but yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we've got the wild growth into Harvest Golem. I like it. You're not going to Shadow Flame a 2/3, so we don't need to worry about that Lothab. But the Sludge Belcher with a hero power is not bad. Now,
Yeah, that's Sludge Belcher's super annoying, and he throws LD. I greet you.
Yeah, he greets you with sludge and belching.
Ek0p never fails to deliver on the BM.
Yeah, he's an entertainer. He's a really good entertainer.
Gotta get that BM in. You can't forget the BM.
All right. Okay, you got 8 mana now. You could certainly swipe hero power and then use your golem to get rid of the mini belcher or what have you, or the sludge if that's what he's doing. Is it the sludge that comes out when he belches? I'm not even sure.
I'm not even sure either.
Or you could Black Knight, but you really want to save that Black Knight, don't you?
Yeah, that's so awkward. Just killing something that comes back anyway.
I don't think you want to use a Black Knight, right? This whole deck is about taunt, big minions with taunt. I think you save the Black Knight, but Kisstafer is looking like he's going to play it. Wow. I wouldn't do this, but I don't know this matchup nearly as well as he does or possibly you. What do you think about this?
Well, first of all, I was gonna say that he should. I want him to hover over the thing so we can figure out what it is. But yeah, I think that's a little impatient by him. I think he could have gone with a different play. Maybe cycle some Wraths, go to some different cards, because it's not like he has game anytime soon.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think it's a little premature. In fact, I would rather use a Black Knight on a taunted Ancient Watcher.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. So the Sludge Belcher draws the Black Knight, which is really good for Ek0p.
Yeah, it's pretty.
And he's got a Soulfire, so he has an option here to Ancient Watcher Shadow Flame, and then Mortal Coil, which is really strong. Ancient Watcher Shadow Flame Mortal Coil is really strong here.
Yeah, I think Ek0p might be a little bit scared because of the play that Kisstafer just made. He might be thinking, oh, I have a lot of damage in my hand.
It does look like he should have lethal, but he's at 25 health.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's lethal on 2 turns or something, so yeah, that might be what he's afraid of. But yeah, he's a little bit concerned, and it looks like he's just going to throw up a taunt, so...
Okay, save that Shadow Flame, save that Mortal Coil, nothing wrong with that. I think that's a pretty good move. He's still got the Sun Fairy Protector to taunt up his Molten Giant, which he has 2 of. That's going to put the onus back on Kisstafer. And he's got 2 Wraths and a Swipe, so I don't think he's going to have a whole hell of a lot of problem dealing with this.
Yeah, the question is, how many cards do you draw with the Wrath? How many, or how do you go about which thing you're going to Wrath, which thing you're going to Swipe? It looks like he's gonna start with a 1 damage Wrath onto that Owl and see what he draws. Which
I like. So there's that 1 damage coming down now. Gets a Druid of the Claw. He's going to swipe the big guy, right? Okay. And then is he going to clear that with his Harvest Golem? That would kind of make sense. But he could also Wrath. So he does use the Harvest Golem. And then we could do Wrath Hero Power to get rid of the other one. It looks like he's just going to hit it with the Black Knight. And then probably go face. So he didn't have the mana to do another Wrath and Hero Power. So I guess that's the best play. Lose 1 mana shy.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that was the best way to clear that board. It was decent. Yeah. Alright, well, let's just move on. We have Ek0p tapping into that Twilight Drake and using the Soulfire. Drops the Faceless, a bit painful, but I would say it's tied. Yeah, probably tied for the best thing in his hand at the moment. Or, yeah, the Molten... Any of the Molten Giant, the Shadow Flame... Actually, the Sun Fury is pretty good too, because there's not a whole lot of taunts.
You basically wanted to lose the Mortal Coil.
Yeah, exactly. The Mortal Coil was the one you wanted to lose. Everything else is pretty decent. So it's painful, but there's other things in his hand he could have lost as well, and he knew the risk going into that Soulfire. And we have Hosty without, or not
Hosty, Kisstafer.
I look at the other screen, it says Hosty.
I know.
Hosty versus Admirable. Kisstafer, he doesn't have a way to silence that. He does have a way. He can put up that Ancient of War and basically hope that Ek0p doesn't have a silence. Silence isn't actually the worst.
I like
but
using the wild growth first, though. Whatever you play, you're gonna want that out most likely, unless you're doing the Yeti Druid of the Claw combo. And he draws into an Ancient of Lore. Way better draw here. You gotta play that down and get those cards, I think. He's not in danger zone of dying.
Yeah, but Ancient War's bigger.
Ancient War is bigger, and obviously we're gonna see the Twilight and the Mortal Coil on this turn. The question is, what does he play after that?
Well, whatever he draws. So I think we're gonna see the Mortal Coil. No, we're gonna see Tappers apparently.
Tap Protector. Okay, I like this. Mortal Coil, Ancient Watcher, Sun Fury Protector. Oh, and heal up with that. Heal up with that Earthen Ring. I like all of it. Play it all.
The one thing that's a little bit of an issue is that since Kisstafer just drew 2 cards, and he obviously didn't have enough mana to use Keeper of the Grove, he might be afraid of that of his Twilight Drake getting silenced after he heals it. So that's a little bit of a concern, but he's gonna take that risk, and there's not really nothing else to heal anyway. He doesn't really want to heal himself because he wants to get those Molten Giants out soon.
Yep.
So yeah, and I think he's gonna taunt the correct ones here because even if that Drake gets silenced, he also needs a Wrath in order to be able to kill it. On top of that, he cannot just hero power it down.
Yeah,
so,
at the very worst, if it gets silenced, he can use it to pick off something for 4 attack, which I like. That's really smart.
Yeah, good play by Ek0p right there.
And Kisstafer's got Cenarius as well as the Drake. So, it looks like we're going to see Drake, Wrath, Innervate something. Right? I'm guessing Drake. You're going to want a Wrath for 4 here. Or
what would you Wrath for 4, though?
Well, I was thinking Wrath and then Hero Power. But then you could also bring down the Druid of the Claw in attack mode and start going at it.
He's selecting Lothab at the moment.
It's really good to stop the Shadow Flame, which is probably imminent, but I do like the Ancient of War better here.
Okay. So he does not know that Ek0p only runs 1 Siphon Soul, but what I was saying earlier about playing this versus playing the Ancient of Lore is that since he used Siphon Soul earlier, there's less of a chance that he has the Siphon Soul again, even if he runs 2.
Yeah.
And so basically you're playing it before he draws into that.
Yeah. So we got the Ancient of War coming down, Lothab coming out for Ek0p. So it is in fact playing in that deck, which I kind of alluded to during the match. I like Lothab on this turn, actually. I like that a lot. It stops a lot of things that the Druid wants to do. Wrath,
combo.
Combo.
It doesn't have the combo in his hand. Yeah, it doesn't have the combo in his hand, but Ek0p certainly doesn't know that.
But with 2 sets of the combo, the Force of Nature might come out as a clear, and basically their Lothab stops that.
Yeah, that too.
Okay, so you're going to use that Drake on the Ancient of War. Shadow Flame the Drake. Oh, I like it. And then the 2/3, and then face with the 3/3. So, really solid play, and I gotta say, I feel like while there's a chance that Kisstafer can take this, I feel like even though he's got great card quality, I like Ek0p's position at this point in the game.
I would say it's pretty even, considering Ek0p really can't play those Molten Giants very, very easily. And I mean, at the moment, obviously, Kisstafer's going to have a hard time dealing with this since he can't use basically any spells. He's thinking about putting down his Lothab plus something else, or his Cenarius. Lothab right here.
Cenarius. What do you think about Lothab?
What you could do is you could Lothab and you could put down a Druid of the Claw in taunt form, which looks like he's going to do. And essentially what that does is you cannot use Siphon Soul. It costs 11. Yeah. And so... however, we do have the Mortal Coil in Ek0p's hand, and so that, well, the Mortal Coil is going to cost a lot too. The Mortal Coil is going to cost 6, so not the best use of Mortal Coil, but might be decent.
I like the play. I like it. I think it does allow him to set up for a big play next turn. It forces a bunch of clearing. because he's at 19 health, there's no threat of giants. You just don't want to play it for 9 mana. Although you could, but you don't really want to.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like Ek0p's taking any damage anytime soon. Maybe you do play it down. Obviously, the Twilight Drake is a good play too.
Yeah, what he could do is just clear that with his Loatheb and a Miracle and play it on the Twilight Drake. And
I wouldn't taunt it up though, because I think you want to save that for when you bring the giant down too. That's the tricky part about that. You don't want to use. He only has a certain number of taunt givers, and he's already used I think 3 of the 4. If he plays that one down, yeah.
He plays the
Sun Fury. He's played both Sun Furies and 1 Defender.
If he Miracle, he doesn't have enough for the Twilight Drake. It looks like he's gonna tap first. So yeah, but yeah, the thing is, it's really annoying to just run both.
For 7, he could play the giant. That's really not bad. He's gonna Mortal Coil for 6 though, and draws a Soulfire. Oh, he could have Soulfired and cleared the Loatheb had he had.
The Soulfire costs 5 mana, so he could not.
Oh, you're right. You're right. It went to 0.
Loatheb ruining casts as well. Not just ruining opponent plays, but also ruining casts. It's like, oh crap, the 0 thing costs not 0 anymore.
That's true. Good point.
So yeah, it's kind of smart for him to not use his 3/3 into any sort of trade, because now it prevents lethal. Although I don't think he did. I think Kisstafer did have lethal, since Ek0p did tap last turn. I think that brought him into lethal range.
I like this. He's gonna force and use his minions to clear, and this idea, which he's about to do, I think. Yep, there comes down the force, and he was kind of hovering over it there. And with the Yeti down, he can use Loatheb and the 3/2/2s to clear the entire board, and that next turn sets up for the actual combo for Savage Lord, and there's no Loatheb to stop it. So he's got to do something about this.
Exactly, and the other thing is that Ek0p really doesn't have a way to just kill him at 22, because Kisstafer saw that Faceless go down, so it's Faceless be discarded, so there's really not a good chance of having Leroy Faceless or Leroy overwhelming Faceless Soulfire.
Yeah, and Leroy's in the deck. He hasn't made an appearance yet. We do see the power overwhelming. So there could be a Leroy combo, but it won't be as strong. And there's only 1 Faceless in this deck. I seem to recall some handlocks playing 2 Facelesses. Is that my imagination?
You seem to recall Ek0p playing 2
Not
Faceless.
Ek0p, handlocks playing 2 Faceless Manipulators.
Sometimes. It's about 50-50, I would say.
And it definitely has come out because of these new Nax cards. So in that case...
Yeah, the thing with Faceless is that it's a 5-drop, and with other 5-drops like Loatheb, I don't think it's going to be played. I don't think 2 are going to be played as often as before. It was already something that was a little bit risky to do in the first place. So let's look at what Ek0p's going to do. He needs to survive this turn.
I would Mountain Giant. Defend. Sun Fury, and then Soulfire.
Yeah, that looks like what he's going to do right here. And did you cheat? Did you look at the other screen? No.
That's what I thought.
Okay. All right.
No credit. Hashtag no credit from D2.
All right. So it's a little bit tough for Kisstafer. Ek0p, he made that play knowing that Kisstafer uses Black Knight a while ago. That seems like so long ago that
I know,
he used Black Knight on the Sludge Vulture. This game has been really, really long. It's kind of it's tiring for me. Are you tired? I'm tired.
I'm okay. All right.
Maybe I shouldn't show weakness. That's not a good thing, because we have a best of 7 after this, right?
Yeah.
And we've only played 3 games. It's not even like this is game 5.
But remember, we started later, so it's understandable.
I need to suck it up. I need to just get through this. All right. So, all right.
Cenarius, it is a sensible play, and it looks like it's what's going to come down with 2/2/2 trees, ants, and do you run in? I think you run the 4/5 into the 8/8. I think you're going to eventually have to clear it, and you don't want to lose it. Well, let's see. We did see 2 Shadow Flames go away, right?
Yeah. Do we see 2 Shadow Flames? On my head.
We definitely saw 1. I think we saw 2, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Alright, so I think you just save the Yeti because you can run 2 Treants into the Mountain Giant later.
Yeah, with a Force combo. Okay. Maybe you do save it. Okay, maybe you do save it.
It's a little bit... He's thinking about it. Yeah, it's a little bit risky, but I think it's a good risk to take.
Great draw for Ek0p. Hellfire. Not only does it kill a bunch of the minions on board and bring the Yeti into range of the 2/3 Sun Fury, but it also allows that Molten Giant to come onto the board.
Do you kill the Yeti or do you kill the Cenarius with...
I wonder if he can win with the Hellfire and Power Overwhelming. Can he win? 8,
okay.
9, 10,
so
11,
we both made a mistake because he cannot kill the Yeti with the Sun Fury because it dies to Hellfire.
Yes, you're right. It does die to Hellfire.
So that's an issue because that Yeti was still... I think he just dies.
Unless you Power Overwhelming it first, but then you don't want to run it into the Yeti. Then you'd want to run it into the Cenarius.
Yeah, so that's what you do, is you Power Overwhelming it first, and then you run to the Cenarius afterward. Yeah, it looks like he's going to opt for that play. Or he was thinking about it.
I like it. I like it.
But is he dead if he does that?
Well,
does he need to clear the Yeti?
He can clear the Yeti with the 8/8.
He can, but I think he's still dead. No, he's not. Yeah, he is still dead. Now that he's tapped. Well, wait, I think he was dead anyway because. Yeah, he's dead. He's dead.
Well, he can play the Earthring Farseer.
He has Earthring Farseer. Wait, what just happened? He just tapped into Earthring Farseer. I didn't get to play the Mountain Giant. Wait, what happened?
No, he did. He played the Mountain Giant. He got the Earthring down. He healed the 8/8.
But he's still dead. But he's still dead.
Really?
Wait. Yeah, he's still dead.
I don't think so.
No, because 2 things kill the guy, and then he has 6 plus 4 is 10. He has 2 overkill. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I think. Okay, so if he had healed himself, would he have won? Because it screws up the math because he can perfectly kill those 2.
Yeah.
With the 2 trains. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. Kisstafer takes down Ek0p 3-0. Sorry.
I love it. Kisstafer takes out Ek0p 3-0, and boom goes the dynamite.
Exactly.
So good.
I missed all the confusion. That happened. So let's be professional. Come on, guys. All right. So Kisstafer takes down Ek0p 3-0. That was 3 really, really great games. Yeah. Well, everyone, as well as anyone did against Brad, except for Alchemist. Yeah. So, I'm gonna keep making fun of Brad for that.
Yeah. So we've got let's see, Kisstafer here in the best of 7. Looks like he's probably playing the Miracle Rogue. Would be my guess.
Yeah. He yeah. Well, it's either Backspace or Miracle. I think
it's Miracle. If he's playing I think he's playing the Miracle Rogue. So he could have changed the decks in between, because that is an option, even though we generally give that option more to our challenger. It is an option for Kisstafer as well. And here we go. DKMR Hosty coming out. He's got the Innervate, so he could Innervate out a Lotheb or a Drake.
Gotta prevent those spells on turn 2.
You gotta prevent those turn 2 spells, my friend.
I mean, you could prep Eviscerate turn 2, so
yeah.
I suppose that's something. Yeah, so it looks like he's just gonna pass the turn over and wait for Kisstafer to play his play, which is just to dagger up. And so we have Hosty in the bottom. And by the way, we made a mistake. He could not have played a 5 mana card on turn 1 with the coin.
It was 4 mana. My bad.
Yeah, math guides. It's hard. So it looks like. How do you think he should use this hand? I think Hosty would have been fine. No, okay. I think I know what he's gonna do. He's gonna go with the coin Innervate Caird and hope there's no sap. But I think it might have been decent to go with the coin Innervate Drake last turn, because even if it gets sapped back, you already have a card out of it. So
yeah, it's not bad. But there's nothing wrong with getting in the bear form, keeping the coin, and getting out an early taunt.
Yeah, this, other than Wild Growth, this is like a really, really good hand for Hosty. He has, all these like big fat minions to play and the things to ramp into him as well. And also Lotheb to prevent any gadgets and shenanigans.
Yeah, Lotheb's going to be really key. We saw that versus Ek0p, that basically after he killed the Gadgetzan, he brought down the Lotheb, which prevented any board clearing and allowed the Force of Nature Savage combo to come through strong.
Yep.
Turn 5, do you bring out another 4/6, or do you bring out a Drake?
Well, it is still turn 4.
No, but he's got a coin, my friend.
That is true. Oh, he has a coin, but it's still turn 4.
Yeah.
So
I like the innervate here into the hero power, and then you just clear the Violet Teacher. I like that.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I agree.
I might have brought out a Drake though, but this is definitely clearing more threats.
Yeah. That's pretty good. I kind of like it. You're keeping a decent amount of threats on the board, and you actually increase one of your threats by getting that 1/1 out there. If Fan Knives comes out, it's a bit of an issue, but not the worst thing in the world. And yeah, he's able to. I mean, he had plenty of plays to make actually. Other than I don't think he would play Lotheb, unless he's worried about Gadgetzan prep nonsense. But yeah, he also could have gone Cairn. He could have gone the Druid. So, but I think I like this. And this is one thing that Kisstafer has been talking about recently is with the inclusion of Lotheb recently. He has decided to go with the Assassin's Blade or to Tekken Assassin's Blade because it gives you something to do once Lotheb is out there. So once they play Lotheb, you could just start whacking the face instead of worrying about anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, you might need to clear something, and don't have this. You maybe only have to play one spell, and then the Assassin's Blade. Might be hard to do both, but certainly the Assassin's Blade on its own, plus a minion, maybe to heal. It's a good card to help deal with that Lotheb.
Yeah, to just have anything to do. But Hosty, with that fantastic hand like we said he had, is taking control of this board pretty hard. And unless Kisstafer has some sort of sap to take out that Cairn, he's in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, and also bear in mind he kept the Druid of the Claw in hand, which is great. So that basically once a sap has been used on, let's say, a Cairn or something like that, or another minion that comes down with taunt, he'll have an additional taunt minion in hand. So I like that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think Cairn is actually really interesting because with players running one less sap at the moment, or something that's only one sap, he can be really useful. And he can also be useful just to bait out the sap and be able to, get more use of those taunt cards. And it looks like Kisstafer, what was it, a double backstab into an Abyss, into Blade Flurry. So he clears the board, but he uses a lot of cards, and he didn't have a Gadgetzan up. He gets rid of, and he loses his Assassin's Blade. So a decent clear. But
at a high cost, very high cost.
But at what cost? But at what cost? Q chat going. But at what cost?
Yeah, you've been queued, chat. Get on it.
All right, so that's decent.
Yeah. We know what's getting played next turn. Oh wait, maybe not. Maybe just swipe.
I think he just kills it, doesn't he?
No, he chooses not to. He's going to Lotheb. Dude, let's see how this plays out. I don't know if I like this, but you can always swipe next turn.
He can always swipe next turn. He's probably not going to be able to play anything next turn. But even if he plays an 8-mana card, he still cycles it. So it's better to play an 8-mana card that wasn't going to cycle than to not play anything else. But he does have the Azure Drake in hand, so that's one thing. And yeah. Hosty does not have game next turn though, because he's still at 8 mana. Despite having all those ramp plays, he did not have a wild growth. Yeah. So he's probably gonna have to use swipe here. And what else is the question?
Yeah, if he uses a Savage Roar, he can clear the board with his hero power and keep Lotheb on board. But you don't want to when you're one turn away. I think you swipe hero power. I guess the other option would be if you bring out the Druid of the Claw, but I don't like it.
You know what I think he should do? I think he should swipe the Gadgetzan, hit face with the Lotheb, and just hero power face, because that puts Kisstafer pretty down in health, and it's not like Kisstafer has been cycling through his entire deck, right? He probably doesn't have lethal next turn, so that's the best way to just ensure that you have a way to kill him next turn.
Mm.
And although I guess he could just kill with a Loatheb and put down an Ancient of Lore.
Yeah, I was gonna say, couldn't he Force of Nature? But no, but I like the swipe here.
Yeah, and then just here. He's gonna clear it.
Yeah, he's gonna clear, usually get Loatheb. He's got him to 14 health. So
he does. Okay,
unless an Earthen Ring comes out, because the swipe did 1 additional damage, unless an Earthen Ring comes out, that's GG, because there's no taunt in this deck, effectively.
Yeah, it's an interesting play because now this Loatheb is, it might get cleared right now. But, I mean, he's essentially thinking that even if this game gets extended even a little bit, I have so much damage in my hand that I'm probably going to win in the next couple turns, if not next turn. So it's a little bit, you know, it's a little bit too safe for my taste, but, you know, it's a preference call, and I think it might work out, you know, regardless. Yeah,
it's over, man. Yeah, there's no doubt, man.
Does he have
dead?
Yeah, so does he have 3 mana? He does have 3 mana. So what he can do is prep. If he has the cards, obviously the perfect cards, he could prep into something that clears this, like a Fan Knives, and then he could Earthen Ring Farseer's Face. That's the only way that a Kisstafer does not die next turn. He needs to both kill Loatheb and heal right now, which means he needs a prep. He needs both a prep, or he needs at least a prep right now.
Yeah.
Without a prep, he dies, and on top of that, he needs to prep into like getting something.
There you go.
Did he prep? Did he prep into it?
Yeah, he prepped into it.
Oh, he did prep into it. Okay, I didn't. Sorry, I missed the prep.
Earthen Ring. All right, we got ourselves a game, gentlemen.
Wow.
Let's see how we do here. You've got a concealed gadget, Zan.
I think you just throw it on the Loatheb again, don't you?
Probably, dude. I mean, why not? What would you do for 4? Yeah, Hero Power Face.
Just Hero Power. It's probably the safest thing, because if you're basically preventing any sort of, you're not gonna die first of all to Leroy, and you're not gonna prevent.
6, 10, 13. Yeah, you'd need a lot more damage. You'd need 10 more damage, and you can't do it with the spells with Loatheb out. So, look at this, the Miracle Road forcing to have a board presence. Who would have ever thought you'd see the day?
Well, I mean, Miracle Road, I don't know, it's pretty good doing that recently. And this has turned to quite the game. Hosty does not have lethal quite yet. And this is why I was a little bit concerned last time when he decided to not go for the face, because if he had gone for the face, he would have had lethal. And he would have brought him down enough where he would have to Shadow Step the Farseer. So that's why I didn't really like the play at the time.
I think it's okay to force Savage Roar here. You get rid of the second Gadgetzan, and then you can heal up next turn just to get yourself out of Leroy range. You could get cards too, but I would heal up. I'd get out of Leroy range.
Yeah, exactly. And so Hosty is in a decent position. The only issue is that he cannot win anytime soon with the cards he has in hand.
Right. Obviously, Violet Teacher.
Well, that's a nice card to get. And what is he? What? Oh, he played
double deadly poison. That's gonna be 5 damage on the face. Basically, Leroy does it next turn. So you need to clear all this out and heal, which is not really doable.
He could play a taunt and hope he doesn't have sap. Well,
if you're gonna do that, I would play the Drake first, because then you at least get to draw a card. Unless you're gonna taunt Hero Power. You could taunt Keeper, and then you'd get rid of one of those 2 minions, or you could silence the 3/5, preventing any more spells coming down.
Yeah, but there's not going to be a crazy Gadgetzan Miracle anymore, so it's only going to be about it's going to be 2 1/1s at most. I don't think that's the biggest worry at the moment. The only problem with putting the taunt up, as I critique my own play, is that it just dies to face plus a 1/1, and which is a little bit iffy. The other problem is that if he decides to go for the heal, he already has 5 damage in his blade anyway. So essentially, you're healing for almost the same amount by putting on the taunt. So a little bit of a tricky decision here. That for Hosty, and it looks like he might go for the taunt, or he might just clear the Violet Teacher. I think, if he's doing this, I think I would rather go for the taunt here because unless he has sap, which is really, I mean, you would have to have like the perfect card in hand. You're basically healing for the same amount of damage, and actually just one. You're actually healing for even just one more, because of that. And all right, shiv to the face. And Kisstafer's already proving me wrong. Yeah, I can definitely get more than 1/1 because I can shiv and draw more cards. So good to see Kisstafer trying to like just make sure I'm wrong. And yeah, so what does he have here? I really wish I could see his cards. But yeah, Kisstafer obviously having issues with his stream. So what do we have here? We have another shiv. All right, so that's actually a really, really good draw, considering that he doesn't have Gaddison to cycle through his deck, and just getting a single Leroy, or Leroy plus Shadow Step, or some sort of like damage dealing card wouldn't be quite as good as getting shivs that he's getting right now.
Man, it looks like you can't really clear this minion, but either way, wow. Yeah, I mean, I guess he's gonna clear the 5/5. He's gonna be dead to a lot of things.
If he clears the 5/5 and goes up to 9, he dies to
sap. I like sapping it better. That's really good.
Oh, so he does have a sap. Okay.
He can't afford the damage, so that's a really good play. We didn't know that he had sap in hand, so that's really strong.
All right, so how much health is Hosty at the moment?
Hosty has 5 health.
5. So he's almost dead. Just putting up this taunt save him.
Yeah.
So 3 from the 3/3, and then 3 from the other guys, which means Kisstafer has lethal on board if he doesn't hero power.
Yeah, so he has to hero power and get rid of one of the 1/1s. Yep, it's a good play.
And so Kisstafer needs 1 damage.
Yep. It's not hard to do. Not hard to do with the rogue.
I see chat getting mad at us.
That's alright.
Telling us to stop the casters. Chat's
always mad.
They're always mad. But I will own up to my mistake before that I did not see that he had already played the prep, and I was going on and on about he needs prep. In my defense, Kisstafer, why did you take so long? So he did not get that 1 damage, so Hosty is still alive. It's still anyone's game. It's a pretty precarious position, but it's still anyone's game, because we have Kisstafer in top deck mode. Kisstafer has a slight advantage because there's so many things he can top deck to win the game, and he's going to get rid of this taunt right now. I wonder why he's using the Violet Teacher to attack into it, though. He's trying to keep as many things alive as possible?
I think so. I could see it.
Yeah, okay, so he's going to end up throwing a 3/3 in there. It's a little bit too easy to kill the Violet Teacher after he does that.
Keep the Violet Teacher alive. Go for
and likely go for the face, yeah. Gets him down to 1 health. And let's see what Hosty can do. It's looking at his hand. Let's see if he top decks anything. Healing for 5.
Does nothing.
He brings him to 6, yeah, which means he just dies.
I think that's it.
He needs to draw.
Yeah, he needs to draw.
Probably
with the Drake. Yeah, with the Drake, right?
Yeah, probably with the Drake. The Ancient Lore is too expensive. You can't really do anything with 3 mana. So it looks like this game is over. Probably. I think. No, not quite over. Did we do math wrong again? Okay, so alright, so he's up to 7. Which means he's 1 out of lethal again. Alright, so again, sorry. Wait, okay, so he kills it. Alright, so
he needs 1 hit point. He needs 1 damage.
1 damage. Sorry guys for messing up again. Alright, we can see you chatting.
That's not
Loatham comes down. It's decent though. It puts more threats on the board, and now he has to deal with that. Do you go for face here, or do you clear the 1/1s?
I would clear the 1/1. I would clear the 1/1 and go face with the 3. Yeah.
All right. So he's down to 2 again, which means he can't attack anything with his face. If he decides to hit with face here, which I would assume he would do. I don't know why you would.
Wow, he's clearing the 1/1s.
That's the okay. I think these players need to be more aggressive. Well, I guess okay. I guess he could die to. Would he have died to Savage?
He would have
Roar?
died to Sav. Well, no, not with Lothab, because Lothab makes it cost 8, and then he can't couldn't Druid of the he couldn't Keep of the Grove. But if he didn't have Lothab out, Keeper of the Grove plus Savage Roar plus Hero Power would have done it.
Okay, so it costs 8, right? So you would have been at 7. Okay, so the 5 plus the 2 is a 7. Is 7, right? And then plus the 4 would have been 11 plus 1. He would have been 1 off. You're right. So what do we do here? Probably heal again.
Plus
and
Hero
then,
Power would have been lethal though. Yeah.
or I think it would have been 1 off. 7 plus.
Plus 2 from the Keeper, so 5.
Oh
then...
no, I mean I'm talking about assuming he has Lothab. I mean,
correct. Yeah.
Knowing that he's Lothab.
Yeah.
So we had 7 plus the 1/1 on the board. So it's plus 3 would have been 10 plus 2 plus 1. Wait, did he have game? Hold on.
Chat saying casters math. What?
Okay, ready. Let's do this. Ready? 5 plus 1 is 6. Plus 4 is 10. Plus 3 is 13. That's game. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he was. So Kisstafer is correct.
So awesome.
I'm sorry, guys.
Chat's loving this. I love it. All right.
Oh, he clears the Violet Teacher. Interesting.
Yep.
Interesting. He wants to get. Now he's playing with some.
So he needs like an Eviscerate here to
testicular
win,
fortitude.
right? An Eviscerate would do it, which he doesn't have because he's not running it.
Eviscerate would not do it because he doesn't have anything to activate the combo on the Eviscerate.
That is true. That is so true.
So it looks like he's gonna trade, which means that he doesn't have lethal, which means Hosty wins.
Oh my god.
Wait, we didn't do the math wrong, right? Yeah, Hosty wins. Okay.
Swipe. Hosty definitely wins.
Hosty super wins. All right, sorry about that, guys. Sorry, we fail at math.
GG.
You guys try to do math on screen, okay? Shut up. It's hard.
All right, game number 1 to Hosty.
All right.
Let's see what's coming up next, guys.
All right, I feel like we need to talk about that game a little bit because we kept screwing up.
Go
All
for
right,
it.
so that was a really nice back and forth game. Hosty was ahead for most of it. Kisstafer was kind of sort of able to make a comeback, but I think it was because Host kind of led him by not being aggressive as he probably should have been. And yeah, Kisstafer was able to come back, and then a lot of casters' mistakes with math, but from then on, some really good plays. Thinking about the possibilities of each side, Kisstafer doing the math correctly. That if he, even with Lothab on the field, that Hosty could have killed him with the Savage Roar. So correctly killing the 1/1s. Even though we were a little bit, we kind of disagree with him at the moment, we were wrong. So good play by both sides. They are playing better than we are casting, fortunately, and so yeah, good job all around.
All right, so get rid of the Karn, keep the Violet Teacher, keep the Power of the Wild. That's a really nice early game combo with an Innervate. That's going to be really sweet. That's going to be really, really sweet. Turn 4, you can Violet Teacher, Innervate, Power of the Wild. That's really nice.
Yeah, the question is whether he decides to wait until turn 4 or turn 3.
Why turn 3? Oh, because of the coin.
Yeah, because of the coin.
Yeah, you could do it with the coin. If you do it on turn 4, yeah, you could do it with the coin. That's just as good.
Yeah, so the question is whether you wait until then or you just Innervate out this Violet Teacher early on so that you shouldn't get a bigger board presence. And I think this is going to be Zoo from Kisstafer because Kisstafer loves Zoo, and I'm pretty sure Hosty is expecting Zoo as well. So yeah, here it comes, that Voidwalker turn 1. All right, and we have Hosty just passing the turn. He could have gone coin, Innervate, Violet Teacher, but looks like he's going to be playing a little bit greedy here.
It's a good start for Zoo. That's hard to deal with. Although, I mean, he doesn't have the 4-drop, the Keeper of the Grove, which he needs to get rid of that 3/2. So it's going to be... Whew.
I think he's trying to play greedy here. What he wants to do is coin Violet Teacher, Innervate, Power of the Wild on the next turn, and basically get out 4/6/2/2 and 2/2 on turn 3, which is really really nice. So yeah, basically foregoing that early 3/5 because it could get Power Overwhelming early on. We see a lot more Power Overwhelmings, or I could get actually Soulfire as well. So it could die pretty easily, and he wants to make sure that he gets a nice combo out.
It's funny. God, the chat is they're so raw right now.
Okay, here's the thing. Like
it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. All right, we got the Knife Juggler coming down, and I think we're gonna see that turn 3 coin. Oh, we got a swipe.
We do have a swipe.
It's not really gonna clear much. No, I think
you do his play.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go. All right, here comes the combo. Ready?
I love it. I'm just top caster. That's just all I am. Top caster. Too much marijuana. All right, so here we're gonna see. I think most likely the coin. Violet. Oh, look at this. He's thinking about the big game hunter. I really don't like that.
I disagree. I could not disagree with that more. I think you do the combo here. You have to do the combo, right? What do you, Hosty? Why?
I love it.
What is he waiting for? I don't understand. Okay. We need to ignore the chat for a couple seconds. We just need to stop.
This is not a good turn. I think this is gonna go down by some knives, and maybe the Voidwalker, and then next turn he's gonna coin Violet Teacher. Oh God, I don't like it.
What is his plan next turn? I don't understand. He goes Violet Teacher and then coins out a 1/1. Is that his plan?
I don't know. I think
he wants another. I think he just wants an extra 2/2. But why don't I think the temple play of getting out? Yeah, getting the temple play, getting out one turn sooner is so much better. I think.
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. So it looks like he's probably gonna clear with this. Either his Voidwalker or probably the Voidwalker.
Yeah.
Or he just goes for face. The thing is, I think you want to protect that Fairy Dragon because at 4/3 with 3 health and not being able to target it, it's extremely hard to kill.
Yeah, you've got it. You've got it. And then hit face. Okay, so now let's see. Was it worth it?
All right. What's he planning to do now?
Let's see if it was worth it. Coin, Innervate, Power of the Wild, one dead mana.
Yeah, that's all he was waiting to do. Is get one more 2/2. I don't think I agree with it. I think just getting up.
It definitely wasn't worth it.
Especially because you have a swipe next turn anyway. I kind of disagree with that play. I think getting out the temple play by getting it one turn earlier was a little better. But he doesn't get punished that much. He takes a little bit more damage, and his big game hunter does trade with 1 minion. Doesn't get Knife Juggler down, so that's pretty decent. At least for Hosty's sake. But yeah, I would have to pretty much disagree with how that went down. And he's gonna go and Knife Juggler, which probably means he's gonna Void Tear. He wants that guy alive.
I like the Void Tear.
So does the knife go off first? Did the knife go off?
No.
It didn't? Really?
Oh no, the knife went off. The knife went off. Yeah, the knife went off.
Okay.
A 10-5. Wow. It's gonna be hard to deal with.
Yeah, so I agree with Kisstafer clearing the 2/2 at this moment. He can swipe, or he could
he could Savage Roar. I think Savage Roar. Oh, he's gonna swipe, and then he's gonna clear. Okay, that's fine.
The problem with Savage Roar is he has to face tank the 4, or probably the Fairy Dragon, because the Fairy Dragon obviously it has a lot less health or a lot less damage than the Void Terror, because he didn't have enough damage to both kill with the extra 2 damage on the 2/2 to kill the Void Terror.
I like the swipe there, and I definitely like the swipe here. Hero Power, get rid of the 3/1. That's pretty good. So next turn, he's at 12 health, so he's not gonna die even to. I mean, he's pretty much not going to die to anything right now, and he's going to be able to get out Ancient of Lore next turn. I would probably heal despite being low on cards. I think you're more likely to die from damage than you are to die from lack of cards at this point. So I'd probably heal at this point, but he does now have to deal with a 6/6. So that's kind of scary, but there's no way to deal with it yet.
Yeah, he might just go Violet Teacher and Haunted Creeper just to get something on the board and basically make it so that he has the option of deciding later on whether he wants those cards. This is what a lot of players do.
Then he's 5 damage from lethal though, and that's actually really bad. That's a really bad spot. This could just be GG right here.
Yeah, he's taking a risk. We have not. I mean, he could also just die to some sort of buff along with Soulfire. So yeah, there's a lot of ways for him to die. Kisstafer's gonna go look for it. all right. No more chat. So I think the chat's just trolling us at this point. I mean, there were legitimate gripes before, but I think
they've been trolling for a long time. You should enjoy and read, and don't even worry about it. So here we go. 9 damage, 9 health left, 9 damage coming his way. So he'll have 3 left. And I think, yeah. Oh, he's got double Savage Roar. Actually, no, he would die if he cleared. Well, no, that's not true. He could hit the 1/1. He could hit the 1/1. Is he going to use the... I think he's going to use the Dark Iron here. The Dark Iron would allow him to... Yeah, he's going to use the Dark Iron.
Is he?
Yeah, if he uses the Dark Iron on the 5/5, then he will kill the 6/6, and he can use the 2 other minions to kill the 4/4, and then uses his face to get rid of the 1/1.
Oh, looks like he disagrees. He's gonna go with the double Savage.
Yeah,
and unfortunately, he has to throw away his Violet Teacher to do so. He's probably, I'm guessing, gonna clear this 1/1, just so it doesn't trade. But now he's dead to a lot of things. He's dead to Soulfire. He's dead to Doomguard.
Yep. He's dead to a couple buffs on a 0/2 egg, which is very possible.
Yeah, he's dead to a lot of things, and he's not close to killing him quite yet.
Juggler, but
he can heal for essentially 6 this next turn, so that's pretty good.
He should definitely do that.
Yeah.
Innervate. Wow, he can play it all. Oh wait, Kenny, 11. 10,
so do you?
11.
I think you do innervate that Dark Iron Dwarf because now
you do. You definitely do. You can bring it down. You get rid of the Juggler.
And yeah, he's still. Although, okay, what is he at? 8 health? Is that what it says?
Yeah, he's got 8.
So he's dead to the same thing as last turn. Unfortunately, he's dead to Soulfire. He's dead to Doomguard.
This is how a lot of games on ladder go. Actually, this kind of reminds me of a ladder game.
Yeah, a little bit. But every single turn that goes by, he is more and more likely they draw some Doomguard or Soulfire. So, Lotheb,
Scarlet Crusader. Okay, so the name of the game now is can I do 16 damage as the Druid? Because if you don't, you die. He needs to do 5 damage. So he needs Druid of the Claw and Hero Power, basically. Druid of the Claw and Hero Power ends it. Obviously, Force of Nature ends it. Any 5.
Looks like he's gonna clear this 1/1 actually.
I probably would. You've got him next turn with so many things you don't need to worry about it. Yeah, clear the 1/1.
In fact, he probably could have cleared something like the 4/4 and just made it really hard because he has so many sticky minions on the field.
Yeah.
Although I guess it's a bit kind of a waste because it makes your Harvest Golem less sticky. So yeah, like you said, he has 10 damage right now. Wait, he's at 16.
Ancient of Lore, so he can draw. He could actually no. You don't want to do that. You want to heal up. You don't want to draw here. But will healing up help at 8? Nah, not really. I guess you heal. And then you clear Lotheb with the Druid and the 1/1, and then you take the 5/5 into the 3/2.
Yeah, something like that. I think you do clear the Divine Shield as well. Maybe you... Okay, so do you clear the 3/1 in your face? I think you do. So you clear the 3/1 with your face and the 1/1. You clear the... Yeah, you clear the 3/2 with the 4/4, and you clear the 5/5 with the 5/5.
Wow.
And again,
yeah,
he's looking to be in a bit of trouble because essentially the same tactics we've been talking about for forever kills him. Because even though Kisstafer hasn't been able to draw lethal. He has drawn some sticky cards. He has drawn some more damage dealers. So yeah, we're in essentially the same situation. How much does he need now? He needs 4 damage.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the best game NA, baby. Best game NA.
All right, so will Kisstafer finally draw lethal? Is the question. Will he finally draw one of the 2 cards or one of the 4 cards? Not really. He doesn't have what really.
Wow.
How long is this gonna go?
Okay, here we go. Can he get 5 damage? Unless,
right.
yeah, he can't clear this. So can he? Oh, actually, that's not true. He can get rid of the 4-1. Got to get rid of the 4-1, right?
All right. Anyway, I'm sorry. I was looking at the chat. So someone's saying huge.
Stop looking at the chat.
No, but he's legitimate. It's a nice thing he was saying is that he misses Admirable's huge draw comment. Which guys, I will provide you with my best huge draw when it comes out, and that is not a huge draw. It's okay. It's not that great.
It's not bad.
So what does he do here? He has a 7 health. He is facing 5 damage in the field.
I would hit the 2-3 and then keep her. You could silence it and then hit it, or you could just kill the 2-1.
I think you're dead so fast. Like he's drawn so many cards that you just go face. You need to kill him next turn. There is no way he's not drawing lethal in the next 2 turns. I would just keep her the 2-1 and then just hit face with my 5-5 and my hero power because you need to kill him. You can't be wasting any more time.
I guess. Yeah. It's down to the wire.
I mean, there's no way that Kisstafer does not draw lethal in the next 2 turns, right? And he doesn't have. And the thing is, he's used both Savage Roar, so it's really unlikely for him to be able to draw into lethal unless he starts hitting him now. If he doesn't hit him now, he's still at 14 health. I guess he might be at 12 because he probably taps. So 5. Well, here I am doing math on stream again.
It's all right. You don't need to do math. I think go face with the 5-5 and do 2 damage to the 2-1, but he's gonna go face with everything.
Face with everything, okay. I don't know if I like this because it increases the amount of things that actually kill him. Like one Argent or one abusive sergeant, 1 defender, 1 just so many things that just
I would have cleared the 2-1. I would have definitely cleared the 2-1. A Doom Guard. It was over either way.
It didn't matter. Okay. So after all that, after waiting for a Doom Guard or a Soulfire to come for basically forever, we finally get Kisstafer coming back. He is going to even it at 1-1.
Yeah.
Is that correct? All right. So that game was so long, I just completely forgot the overall score. So
all
there
right,
we go.
Guys, that was it.
Oh my god! I totally forgot. Huge draw by Kisstafer. Huge draw, even though it took him like 8 cards to draw it. Huge draw.
All right, guys, we got a couple more games coming up for you. We hope you're enjoying it. We know that not every game can be the game-ending, perfect, most exciting thing ever, but we really appreciate you watching, and yeah, hopefully have some good games coming up shortly.
I think that was a pretty good game. It was just like exasperation, right? Like how many times is Kisstafer just gonna not draw the win? You know. So I mean that was a pretty good game. It was like on pins and needles. We were expecting Hosty to die for a long time, and it finally came.
And Hosty's coming out with the miracle. He's coming out with that miracle rogue. We've got Lotheb going on in this one. We've got Leroy as per usual. This is the Assassin's Blade as well. So it looks like both DKMR players are switching over to the more Lotheb-friendly Miracle Rogue.
Yeah, both players basically with the same mindset, thinking, okay, if he plays Lotheb, then I play Assassin's Blade, kind of thing. So, yep. And we have a kind of a decent draw for Hosty as far as getting maybe that huge Van Cleef out. Wow, he could get a... Okay, he insta ended turn there. He is looking for a massive Van Cleef. I think he goes Hero Power, Prep, Deadly Poison, Backstab, Coin, Van Cleef right now.
Or
really?
Pass. Or he passes.
Really? Really? You could have had a 10-10 on turn 2. Really? Really?
Well, he couldn't have Hero Powered and then done it. He needed to not hero power.
No. Oh, that's right. Never mind. Yeah, I'm wrong. Okay, so again, caster fail. Sorry about that. Now he's gonna do it. All right, ready? Coin. All right, what is he gonna do?
Yep. Backstab. Van Cleef.
Okay, there we go. So he throws away the coin in order to get bigger back. Oh no, he doesn't throw away the coin. He's gonna make a huge. He's gonna make a 14-14 Van Cleef.
Wow.
And go for the face.
Yeah, sure, why not? I don't think this deck's running any silence, so I think this is
But
going to be.
But he could have power overwhelming Soulfire, so that's one thing he could have.
Yeah, it's true.
And I know I'm not even looking at chat, but I know there's like flaming at me, so my bad again.
Don't worry about it. We got games to cast. Scarlet Crusader's coming down, and.
Oh, that's actually a really good card. That's actually a really good card. You're 1 mana heal for 14. Actually, no. He can kill with his face. What am I talking about?
Yeah, he can kill it with his face. That's good. 14 to the face.
Alright, fine. 1 mana heal for 3. Close enough.
Yeah.
Heal 14 over 3, same thing.
Not bad. So he's gonna be. Yeah, you got to clear this out, or else you're dead. So
can he clear it out is the question, because but now he only needs either power overwhelming or soulfire, one or the other, not both. So yeah, he throws a 6/6, the 3/1.
Doom Guard would do it as well. That would be costly.
Okay, looks like he's selecting that, which means it might
Dark
be dark.
Iron.
That's not enough damage. So
And a Void Walker.
But now it's correct. Now it's one damage heal.
That's GG. Assassin's Blade's coming down. Turn 5. Yep. Game over.
Well, it was okay. So it wasn't as big of a mistake. It was potentially heal 14, but
all right.
He does have that Assassin's Blade.
Down to 3 health. It was close. It was really close. And Hosty takes game number 3. That was a quick one, guys. Hope you liked it. Not quite as long as the other game, making up for it a little bit, if you will.
Exactly.
All right, Hosty's up 2-1 now.
Basically evening out the games there instead of making us wait for forever. It's like, okay, 14-14, game is over. Too sweet.
That was really fast. That was a really fast game. Kisstafer, what are you gonna pick here? Druid maybe? He hasn't played a Druid yet, I don't believe. So
is he gonna play Druid to counter Miracle Rogue?
I mean, what else do you play?
What else does he have?
Yeah, exactly. I only have 3 of the 4 decks, so I couldn't tell you what the 4th one is.
Okay.
I do have the Druid deck though, and looks like there's Lothab. I was like, there's no Lothab in this deck, but of course there is. What am I kidding?
Of course there's Lothab. Our team loves Lothab. Lothab's going in every deck from now on.
I actually was really happy to see that game, the Miracle versus Lothab earlier on with Ek0p. It really showed how clever it was to hold it till the turn, but then to be able to also, after you've killed the Gauntlet, stall them out 1 turn to finish them off.
The classic matchup, Miracle versus Lothab.
Miracle versus Lothab. It's a great matchup.
Alright, so we have a turn to Wild Growth by Kisstafer, very massive play, and Hosty immediately going for that 4/4 Van Cleef, get some pressure on the board.
It's not quite a 12/12 or 14/14 Van Cleef, but it's a strong one.
Yeah, but there's silence in Druid, so you don't really want to do that. It's a much better play to.
You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, right?
Ooh, and so we have Kisstafer's strong turn to Wild Growth play, followed up by nothing, which is a little unfortunate. So
that's really bad.
Hosty's going to take control of this board.
So if you have no 4 cost minions in your deck, that means Druid of the Claw's coming down, right?
Most likely.
Yeah, it's got to be. Or Drake. That was the other option.
Drake. Well, Drake, I guess he could have Lothab and maybe prevented some sort of backstab, shenanigans.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh no, this is going really quickly in the favor of Hosty.
Yeah, and this is why it's not always the best idea to play Drake or play Druid into Miracle Rogue, because unless you get a really good draw, this can happen. Basically, Hosty's playing Tempo Rogue right now, but he has a gadget in his back pocket waiting once he draws it.
That's always brutal, and you can play a more tempo-based rogue when you've got that Assassin's Blade in there.
Ouch. Wow. Ouch. Did we just see... Oh, okay. Concede. Wow.
So that's game number 4, gentlemen and ladies. And we're going to go into potentially our last game, and let's see what deck Kisstafer's bringing out.
I was going to say, I think this game's over if he's using double Savage Roar to clear Van Cleef. But
that's what happens when you run double Force Savage combo, right? Sometimes you cannot get the right draws.
Yep. So probably the best player there, double savage to concede. Let's get into let's get into game 5. Hosty winning 3-1, and we have a priest. This is not looking so good. For
Now we know why he picked the druid.
Now we know why he picked the druid.
Okay. What do you get rid of the backstabs? You get rid of the shiv, right? You get rid of everything, right? You want to go fast.
Yeah, exactly. And,
double eviscerate shadow step. That shadow step's not very good unless he gets a. No, it's not very good at all.
So he mulligan trash into more trash, basically.
But it's better trash, right? This trash doesn't stink. The other trash stink.
The backstab you could potentially combo with. There's the backstab. It comes back. The backstab can combo with SI7. The backstab can combo with Gadsden. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, at some point in the future, they would be able to combo with it.
Yeah, I don't disagree with the mulligan, but I think backstab's a little more useful than eviscerate at this moment. So in the early game, backstab is much more you want backstab much more than eviscerate. And we have a use for backstab. Nice.
All right, it's going down, and then Earthen Ring for nothing. I think I wouldn't have done this. I would have healed the priest. I think that's the more effective play in this case.
It's the more BM play, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely the more effective play. You're healing yourself. You're just showing that you're showing weakness. If you heal the priest and then hit him, you're showing strength.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, you're healed. Oh, just kidding. I hit you. So yeah.
Oh, and now the priest heals. Yeah.
You could shadow step and heal him again.
That's a top man play right there. Although I think you're gonna want to eviscerate this now that it's got 5 health.
Yeah, but what do you combo? Oh, nice.
There it is.
Huge draw.
Gigantic Huge draw. Where's Admirable? I hope you're in chat, buddy. Huge draw.
Huge. All right, there we go. We got it down. That was
actually fun. That is a really great draw. He needs to cycle, and in all fairness, without joking, all joking aside, that blood mage cycling is going to be really important.
Yeah,
it was stolen.
Yeah, that was actually one of the best cards you could have drawn right there. Because it allows him, it activates that eviscerate, gives you extra spell damage. It gives you extra spell damage. You don't have to hit
Cabal
your face.
Shadow Priest on 5? Cabal Shadow Priest is 5 mana, or is it 6 mana? It's 6 mana.
6 mana.
I was gonna say, if you might want to conceal to prevent the 1/1 from being taken with the Cabal.
That is. But do you throw away a card to prevent a 2-for-1? I guess that's a 3-for-1.
Yeah, it's a 3-for-1. They get your card. They get the card from your card. That's brutal. I actually don't know that I would do the play, but it's still brutal.
I think you just risk it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, for Hosty's sake, Kisstafer plays something out that he can just run his Blood Mage in. Doesn't have to worry.
Whenever I'm playing Priest, I get the Blood Mage out early so I can run that mofo into the quickest thing I can find. I'm like, run into a 1/5, hit it. Run into a 2/3, hit it. Go.
But sometimes Priest doesn't play anything because they're Priests. They
sometimes don't. Yeah.
They just kind of sit there and just heal. So.
Yeah.
All right. I wonder what. Okay, since it's the last deck, and I don't think Hosty's going to be cheating anytime soon. Can we see what the cards are in this Kisstafer Priest deck?
I'm working on that. I don't have them at the moment, but we're getting their deck because of all the confusion. I only got the best of 5 deck, and we were having struggle getting all the streams up. So because it wasn't against Ek0p, I did not get that last deck. But don't worry, we're gonna get it real soon. It was just more important to get the games going and the chat going. So.
All right, sorry about that. And so we have the Harrison coming down. It only gets rid of a normal dagger, but he gets 2 cards out of it, so that's nice. Looks like he's gonna go for the eviscerate for 3 and run his Blood Mage in there, so that there's no.
I might have sapped that.
Wait, what?
He's gonna hit. He's gonna hit it in the face.
Okay. Is he gonna? So he's not gonna conceal. Looks like.
No.
So he's just kind of rushing him down.
Yeah.
And
I like it.
Interesting. And now he can't get taken by Cabal. So there is that.
Yeah.
And he's basically saying
Shadow or Death that baby.
Yeah, kind of an interesting play.
I really like it, actually. I feel like it's a solid play. I mean, I know we've been joking around a lot lately, but I think that is a really strong play, and it's going to be scary when you can sap this. Okay, Wild Pyro, that's going to be an easy clear. Probably 2 damage here, I'm guessing. Yeah. Yep, Holy Smite. That will clear the board. And, ooh, Gnomish Inventor. Not bad.
And
Not
was
bad. Ooh, I would have probably healed the. Actually,
Yeah,
I probably would.
have
I wouldn't have healed myself because you've got the weapon there. I think that might have been a mistake. Force him to use a card to get rid of that minion.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree. I don't know why he would. I mean, he might be a little bit afraid for his health, I suppose. I think that's kind of what you do. You kind of get in your head, get in your opponent's head when you play so aggressively like that.
Yeah.
They think, am I just gonna die next turn? And then he just.
But he would have died either way though, because he was at. If you think about the health, he's at 18 now. A double Leroy combo would have killed him regardless.
But he would have died to. The thing is, Hosty only has 7 mana, so he would have at 16 health died to Leroy, Shadow Step, Cold Blood. So this is really annoying. Now backstab costs 5, and
he can't play anything.
Yeah, you don't really want to sap that either because you just give him another chance to use it when you have gadgets in.
Yeah, you do not want to sap that. Wow.
You could prep and make your backstab 2 less. Prep for 5, backstab for 3. Perfect. Or no, 2. Yeah, prep for 5, backstab for 2.
He's going to take it on the face. He's taking Lothab on the face. I think that's okay against a priest who doesn't have a huge arsenal of damage, but there are a few priests that run that the really critical cards, those sort of damage dealers. What's up?
Valen plus Mind Blast plus...
I was thinking Mind Blast, yeah. Valen's not coming out yet, I would say. You want to combo that a little bit more, but yeah, Mind Blast in particular.
Yeah, a few priests are running the Valen Mind Blast Smite combo.
Ooh, with Thought Steal, though, you could go aggro. That's interesting.
That is true. Watch, he Thought Stole Leroy plus Shadow Step. That would
no,
be...
what if he Thought Stole Lothab and plays him again?
Oh, double Lothab.
Double Lothab. That would be so brutal if you Thought Steal Lothab.
Okay, so the issue is that Kisstafer just played out his Lothab. He probably didn't have anything else to play that was worth it. It did kind of slow Hosty down for a second, but once he draws a gadget in, he'll be able to just basically go nuts because he has Prep, Conceal, all these great cards. So, okay, so he just draws a Van Cleef. I think you just leave it at a 4/4.
Yeah.
So probably just go. Oh, okay, I like to play. You basically. Oh, no, I don't like to play. I thought he was gonna hit the face. I thought he was gonna hit the face and then redagger, and Deadly Poison, and then play out that that Van Cleef. And I don't think he's gonna run another Ooze because he's already run Harrison Jones. So unlikely that he's gonna take out that dagger, and it's gonna be useful later. And you already have plenty of cards to use with your guidance in. It's not like you.
All right.
It's not like you need that Deadly Poison to cycle.
Shiv, double Deadly Poison probably into Van Cleef, Shadow Step Van Cleef.
I don't like it. I think I'd rather have a 4/4 Van Cleef because it's harder for a priest to deal with. If you consider that his Kisstafer has done nothing for the longest time, I think this is a huge. It's just gonna get Shadow Word Death, or I guess I suppose he can conceal it.
Yeah. No, it's definitely not getting Shadow Word Death.
The only problem is that he's at 22 health right now, so it's not like he's gonna kill him next turn.
No, but it's a lot of pressure, and your priest can't do anything. They can't get rid of that card, so they have to flood the board. You can at least clear it, or I mean there are options here. I think it was a solid play considering that he only has a prep and a sap left. Wow.
The issue is that if he
fire.
The issue is that if he did have gadgets in, he could have gone off with the cards in his hand, and it's probably going to draw it in next few cards.
Wow, 29 health. The priest is at 29 health.
Yeah. And
is this a Mind Blast coming down? No, Holy Smite. He's got him at 5. He's got him to 5 health.
Oh, there's the Zero Drake. So is Kisstafer just going to win next turn?
I think he is. I think an Earthen Ring Farseer might do it though. You can shiv the face and get an Earthen Ring. Or prep Shiv, I guess. But probably Shiv.
Yeah, I think you just Shiv because then you have enough for. Why would
prep Shivs, gets a SI. And goes face, and I think he's dead.
I don't think I understand the prep Shiv because even if you just Shiv, you have enough for Earthen Ring.
Yeah.
And
There might have been one or two more cards, but it wouldn't have been Earthen Ring. So yeah.
And if you prep Shiv, then it's not like you can play Gadsden anyway because you can't sap anything.
Yeah.
So I don't.
No, I don't like it either. I agree. I think you should just shift and then throw out the SI.
What does Kisstafer have in his hand? I am like I need to see his hand.
I would imagine he's got Mind Blast in there. It'd be my guess.
But it's so bizarre. He hasn't been able to play a single thing for the longest time. Not a single taunt, not anything. He must have just a bunch
Shadow Word Death.
Yeah, so there's that. I mean, that makes sense that he was holding that. But what are the rest of his? 8 cards in his hand.
Akanai. Gotta go face if you're Akanai. Oh.
He's gonna circle.
Yep. Circle.
All right, so there's that.
And then 2 to face. And that's lethal. Even if you sap it, that's gonna be lethal with any other amount of damage. Because you get Akanai down. Well, he's gonna sap it with Gadgetzan. He's gonna draw a prep, which I guess you're gonna play because you're about to die.
Yeah, you YOLO it.
YOLO's the prep into an Earthen Ring. Oh, shnikes! We got 6 health, and you go to face. Wow. Now, both players potentially have lethal. Certainly, Hosty has lethal on board. Let's see what can be done here. Can he get out 6 damage, this priest?
Well, I mean, I suppose if he heals, he doesn't quite have lethal.
Yes, that's true.
But he's used 2 Holy Fires. That's his first Holy Nova, I believe.
2 Holy Novas.
Wow.
The player's down to 2 health. Next turn is going to be...
And that's GG.
Yeah, next turn is going to be Akanai damage.
Yep, so Akanai coming down with that heal to the face, and Priest takes out Miracle Rogue. Who would have thought it?
GG. Okay, guys, we got ourselves a game.
Kinda. It depends on what Hosty's remaining decks are, and if he can just take out a Priest, which is not the strongest of decks. I mean, it works because it works in tournament play because you can take out control decks, and sometimes in the tournaments you see more control decks rather than people just trying to climb the ladder with things like Zoo. So Priest can be decent in tournaments, but it's not the strongest class, and so I think that Hosty probably has something to combat Priest in here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's actually super surprising they won with that Priest. And particularly because he played nothing for the longest time. I think that's probably how his Priest works, if I were to guess, because he has double Holy Nova, double Holy Fire, and a bunch of healing. So I think the purpose of that Priest deck is just not die, just keep healing, and then if you're playing something like a Backspace Rogue or anything, you basically just live long enough. They run out of damage, and then you just kind of like poke them to death, basically.
Yeah.
So let's look at what Hosty's considering here. He has a Warlock titled Backspace, which probably means that he got some help with it from the player Backspace, but we haven't seen any sort of Backspace deck other than the Backspace Rogue, which is basically the Cancer Rogue. So I wonder what this is about. Maybe it's some crazy aggro Warlock.
It's not. It's a handlock, but it has 2 Nerubian eggs.
Oh.
So it's got 1 Ironbeak, 2 Nerubian eggs, Ancient Watchers, 2 Sun Furies, 2 Earthen Rings, 2 Hellfire, 1 Shadow Flame, 2 Defender, Leroy, 2 Drake, 1 Faceless, 2 Sludge Belchers, Soul Siphon, Sylvanas, Rag, Mountain Giants, and 1 Molten. So what's interesting here is it's more mid-rangey in that it's got things like the Nerubian, Sludge Belcher, Twilight Drake, Defenders of Argus and Earthen Rings to deal with all that. But then you still got 3 Giants, 2 Mountains and a Molten, and Sylvanas.
Yeah, interesting that using the 1 Molten in there. It's a lot of people kind of assume that you need to have 2 Moltens in if you're going to put Moltens in at all. But
yeah, I don't know that you do.
The thing is, if with all the defense he has in there, with the Sludge Belcher, for instance, a lot of times those Moltens become dead cards in your hand, as we've seen before. So I kind of like decision. You want to be. It's more consistent. You're not always going to have these dead cards in your hand that you can't use.
Certainly, and also think about this: if you've got a Nerubian egg down, he's got a couple 4 health minions. You power Overwhelming, and then you, and then you Shadow Flame, and then you get a 4/4, and you clear their board.
Yep. definitely a lot of synergy in the deck. No Void Terrors, I presume.
No Void Terrors.
Yeah, so the Void Terror was something that some people are putting into.
Basically, I love it in Zoo. I love it in Zoo.
Yeah, but so there are people playing it also in Handlock just to make it more explosive. But looks like he's decided to forego that, be a little more defensive with these Sludge Belchers. I would give the edge to Hosty because I don't. Well, actually, I don't know because I don't even know what's in Kisstafer's deck. I have no idea.
Yeah, we're working on that. I don't know. I think you want to keep the Nerubian, but apparently he doesn't want to keep any of that. So he's looking for the Giants and the Twilight Drake, right?
Yeah, in particular the Twilight Drake. Twilight Drake, I mean,
Priest. Versus Priest, it's brutal, right?
Yeah. Although, you know what? Considering he didn't play much last time, maybe he has just a bunch of answers, and maybe he's teched out his Priest to deal with a Handlock and basically have, a bunch of answers
maybe
for all the threats. Like Silence, for instance.
Maybe I think you play the Twilight first though in this matchup, as opposed to like let's say versus Shaman where you play the Giant first. And he's not going to have any way of dealing with that 1/3, so he's just going to hopefully on his turn 4 play out the Twilight Drake, I think.
Yeah, I don't think he really cares about that much. He's just probably going to keep tapping, get that Twilight Drake as big as possible.
Yeah, but look at this. Blade Master into Circle of Healing. That's not great, man. It's not a board you want to see.
That is the dream Priest start, because not only do you get that 4/7 out for 3 mana, but it's free because you cycle the card as well with that with that Northshire Cleric on the field. So yeah, definitely as good a start as you can possibly get for Kisstafer. And suddenly, Kisstafer is looking like he can maybe tie up the series, considering the start he's had so far.
Thought Steal. God, I shudder to think what Kisstafer just took from Hosty here. Okay, a Nerubian Egg. So you can play out the Giant. He's going to go with the Giant over the Drake. I think this is probably bad. I think Shadow Word Death is coming down.
Yeah, he's worried about the
Power Word Shield.
Alright, so he's
9 health.
He's searching for it basically. He's worried about if he threw the Drake down there that it would just hit and get healed like it just got healed right now.
Soulfire. Oh, that's a nice pickup. Loses Cabal Shadow Priest, not a big deal. Wow, what a really nice play. I think it's Sludge Belcher time or Drake, but I think maybe Sludge Belcher.
The only issue is that if he plays, no matter what he does here, he doesn't have any way to. Well, he could. Okay, here's the thing. He could silence that Northshire Cleric, which I think that should be one of his considerations, because every single turn, Kisstafer is just going to be drawing cards. It just takes 2. Basically, your Warlock, except your minions are getting healthier and you're not losing any health like yourself. So
it's amazing how aggro this Priest has gotten with this early start. It's a really nice start.
Yeah, that's the thing. Priest has so many weird combos that if you can get them off, they're really, really nice. But if you can't, then you get into games where you're doing nothing for a lot of turns. Alright, so let's see what kind of devastating play Kisstafer has. The only thing is that even if he heals here, it's not.
I like the heal to draw a card. Just see what you get. Maybe a better play.
Yeah, definitely you heal to draw the card. The only thing about Priest is that you have all these combos, but sometimes if the other player can deal with your stuff, then it doesn't matter anyway. Or if they can deal with your board, then you don't have any more combos to do after that. Yeah. But he has drawn a ton of cards, so he's probably gonna have a ton of answers, even if Hosty eventually deals with this.
Interesting. Can't clear it. Okay, I like keeping the 1/3 alive. Force him to deal with it. Don't kill it yourself. Soul Siphon's not going to be good here.
It's okay. I think you would clear that. What is that now? A 4/5? I think I would clear that right now. It's just been such a pain. And then you can clear the Northshire Cleric. And then, judging on how Kisstafer played last game, I don't think he has many threats in the deck.
I don't know. I might prefer Sylvanas here, or Sludge Belcher, and then you could. Yeah, I might prefer Sylvanas here, unless you think you're gonna die, which I don't think you would at this point.
I just don't like. I don't like letting my opponent just keep drawing cards every.
Oh no, I would kill the 1/3 with the 4/2 and bring down Sylvanas.
Okay, that makes a little bit of sense. All right, so
I made a little bit of sense. Don't you know? It's all right.
sorry.
It's all good.
Yeah, I suppose that's pretty good. Yeah, it looks like he agrees with you. And he's gonna do that.
Thank you for the validation, Hosty. My co-host, Mr. D2, thinks I'm full of shit. It's all good. We're just messing with each other. Okay, now you got a 4-1 out here. You want to probably silence the Sylvanas if you are playing that card. We don't know if he is.
Yeah, maybe he's running Massive Spell or something.
Yeah.
I mean, which is actually a card that actually matters nowadays because
I thought Master Spell only silenced. What's the card that only silences your minions?
Oh, that's a new Naxxramas card that hasn't come yet.
Okay.
So looks like he's gonna run both of them, which is nice for Hosty, and Hosty might be able to start taking control back of this game.
I like the Akanai here.
Yeah, so he's able to clear that. So for the time being, Kisstafer does maintain a little bit of an advantage here. Yeah, and I like the Ancient Watcher as well because it's nice to be able to silence that and kill that Akanai in a bit.
You could actually have, yeah, I was thinking some fun plays with Faceless Manipulating and then using your Earthen Ring to do damage, but whatever. Yeah.
But yeah, not quite yet because he had 7 mana. But yeah, this is kind of like, it's a weird position because I'm not quite sure what's in Kisstafer's hand at the moment. Oh, and there comes Lotheb, so Lotheb's Hyphen Soul next turn.
And that could have been Hosty's Lotheb.
That is true. It could have been Hosty's Lotheb. But he only has one. Yeah, he only has one card that he can really use that or that he could have used that he can't now. So there's a lot of options at the moment. He can silence his guy, kill one of those guys. He can faceless something.
He could YOLO Rag.
He could YOLO Rag. He could do your play. He could faceless the Akanai and kill the Akanai.
Faceless the Akanai, then use the Earthen Ring to kill it, right?
Yeah. Taps into Leroy.
Okay.
So what's he gonna kill here? Does he kill? All right. So he decides to kill the Akanai. Feels like that's a little bit more of a threat at the moment.
Yeah.
Lotheb from this moment on is just a 5/5. It's not a huge deal.
No.
And he throws down those eggs because if he gets Holy Nova, which is actually a really nice play because his Ancient Watcher is down to 2 health, which would mean that Holy Nova would be a nice play until he throws on his Nubrian eggs, which means that you're just popping up 4/4s, which is not a good thing to have happen.
And you can't get through the Belcher or the Belching Sludge to at least start to damage one of the 4/4s by killing the 0/2 first. So I think that's a good heads-up play here. I think we're getting definitely some interesting maneuvers. We now have a 4/7 Lotheb, and Holy Nova's coming down anyway, and he's going to clear one of these two. I'm sure that's going to happen.
Yep.
And then heal up the Lotheb, maybe? Maybe not. Well, I guess, let's see. If there's nothing else you don't want to heal yourself because you're at full, maybe. Let's see if he has another,
that's likely the only thing he has left to do. Usually Priest doesn't have things to throw down, unless he has like a Pyromancer, which may come in handy later on. So
yeah, you don't want to do that yet. I like healing it up. If you do heal it up, it takes more than just the onboard 4/4 to kill it. I think that's definitely the best play.
Yep. But he's still thinking about it. He's trying to, obviously taking his time. Wants to make sure he makes the right play.
I wonder if he has another Soulfire.
This does give away to Hosty that he has a 2-drop though. So the fact that he thought about that at the end is a little bit.
What 2-drop is there though in the Priest deck? It's just, I can only think of the Pyromancer. I can't think of another 2-drop.
So Hosty might have to siphon till this. It's probably one of the bigger things. In
actually, I don't mind Rag.
The problem is you saw Smite and you saw 2 Holy Fires last game, so you might just die is the issue.
That's true.
But he does heal, so gets him out of range of a couple things. So yeah, if he hadn't healed, he could have died to what Holy Fire plus. No, he wouldn't have died to that. Oh, he would have died to Holy Fire plus double Smite. But now he's 3 from now. There's a couple things that could kill him, but we did not see him Mind Blast last game, so we don't know if it's in the deck as of yet. And this does put a decent amount of pressure on. I think the play is decent because you want to put, instead of worrying about clearing them in, you want to put more pressure on yourself. The only problem is that he could easily get Shadow Word Death, and that might put a wrench in his plans. But if he does get Shadow Word Death, then he could potentially throw it on a rag without it dying to anything really.
Another Thought Steal. Wow, I think this 8/8's getting Faceless Manipped. Unless he clears
by Hosty, you mean?
Yeah, by Hosty.
Yeah. I wonder what he's looking for with that Thought Steal. I assume he doesn't have any card draw to be able to draw his Shadow Word Death, so that would be really bad for Kisstafer and really good for Hosty if he has no way to clear this.
It's amazing when you have like this many cards in deck, 8 cards in hand, and he can't play anything.
Yeah, that's what happens with Priest sometimes because so many
Hellfire. Wow, look at that.
What a card to draw.
To get from, yeah, he didn't draw it, but yeah, he pulled it.
Or to card to steal, I suppose.
I think you Sun Fury here. I don't see why not.
Yeah, it's a little bit dangerous to
At best, you're gonna draws a Soulfire. At best, you're gonna Faceless Manip it next turn, so you may as well already have given it the taunt. I mean, I'm a little
bit surprised he threw that down so quickly though. He could have gone with maybe a Sludge Belcher or something and a Faceless or something.
Another rag. Oh geez, 50-50. Here we go. This could be a Mazing.
All right. Well, he's dead anyway because he has. Wait, does he? Yeah. He has Leroy Shadow Step for 12 plus Soulfire is 16. That's not quite enough. Oops.
No, Hellfire, buddy.
But that's not enough mana.
Oh.
So yeah, almost. But he does kill the rag. Either hit there would have been decent. Obviously, it's a little bit safer to just kill the rag. If you hit the face, then you probably game next turn. But then Kisstafer could Holy Fire your face and go for the 1 and 3. But yeah, it looks like Hosty is probably going to be taking this game and the series in this next turn unless Kisstafer has a very good answer. We saw he didn't have the Shadow Word Death. He's likely not playing Mind Control, and even if he did, he'd be dead next turn. He needs to clear both of these minions, and that seems pretty unlikely.
Yeah. I mean, who knows what he could have drawn a Siphon Soul. Actually, a Soul. They probably couldn't, because I think he only has 1 in this deck, so maybe not. Yeah, he only has 1 Siphon Soul, and it was been in his hand for a very long time, so he most likely did not draw that.
Yeah, probably. All right, so let's see. So he did use that Faceless, so that's a kind of a big deal, which means that he only now has 13 damage in hand. So he actually, if he takes out the rag, he cannot quite kill.
Double Holy Smite. He's got to do 2 Auchenai, 2 damage. Really nicely done. Wow.
Oh, so actually he's 1 up lethal. Is that correct? He's 1 up lethal.
6, 9, 12, 16.
Yeah, 16.
Yeah.
1 up lethal.
You could Mortal Coil a hero, it'd be lethal.
If he could, if he Mortal Coil a hero, he could be lethal. What he could do is, Leroy and Mortal Coil one of the whelps? No, that seems stupid. What he could do is I think you just tap here. You just tap and then you Siphon Soul and you hit face. Get some more damage in the face. Maybe you play a Sun Fury as well.
I like that.
So the question is, do you play the Drake or do you Siphon Soul?
I think you Siphon Soul. Yeah.
You're in trouble if you don't do that. You could
keep
just
the Belcher alive.
And I think you just throw it in the 2-drop though. I think you throw it in the 2-drop. Just to get
he didn't. But I could see why you might want to. It also will come in handy though if you need to play the Twilight Drake and get a little more defensive though. I could see it either way.
That is true. Probably not going to be seeing any Black Knights in Kisstafer's hand, considering all the crazy combos he's had.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little bit tough. The thing is, it's nice to be able to have game next turn, and if he clears this, then he does not have game next turn. So.
Harrison. Oh, that's a bad card. Heal it
up.
up.
It's a thing.
It's a minion. It's got 5 attack and 4 health. It is a thing.
And that will be game. Okay, 16 damage, right? We have 13 in hand. That's correct, if you can do math correctly.
Yeah.
All right. So, Casters doing math, nice. And we have Hosty taking down the series, just get that leader on the board, hit the face. Gonna do some BM first, and it's gonna be 4-2 Hosty after Kisstafer takes down Ek0p 3-0. We have Hosty defending the back line, winning that best of 7. A little bit surprised the Priest was able to hold on for so long. We still have apparently Hosty just BMing a little bit. Hopefully he doesn't misclick. But Hosty, just end it. We're trying to end the series here.
We're gonna get Hosty on the phone here in just a moment. Let's add him onto this call.
Right, he's giving us time to call him, is what he's doing. And all right, going around the world. How many times is that? How many times around the world? we have chat commenting on the BM. Lots of BM. 10 out of 10 BM. 69 out of 10 BM. Well done. He's waiting till the rope runs out. Hosty, don't misclick. Hosty, don't screw up. All right, got him. Didn't miss. He's gonna click the wrong thing. All right, there we go. Game is over. Hosty takes it down 4-2, and defends the back line. He is still basically our king, I suppose you could say, and it's going to be there next week to defend the backside or defend the back end of the matches. Going to be there to play that best of 7.
Congratulations to Hosty. We're going to get him on the phone right now and berate him for his BM.
Or congratulations on the BM.
We'll see.
Something like that.
We'll see. One or the other.
Hello?
Hosty!
Yeah, what's up?
Yo, it's Kobayashi Maru and D2. Congratulations. You defended the back line, and your co-teammate defended the front line. So you guys are in good shape. How you feeling?
Yeah, we did it. I feel good. I feel great.
Okay, so how would you rate out of 10 on a scale from 1 to Ek0p? How would you rate your BM on that last play right there?
I give it like I think someone said like 420 out of 69, so I like that one.
420 out of 69. All right. Well done. Good BM. Did you have a chance to watch the Ek0p games?
Oh yeah, of course.
What did you think? I thought Kisstafer played incredibly well. They were close games and really well played, but Kisstafer was dominant.
I think Ek0p played really well. I only disagreed with a few turns. I think Kisstafer played pretty much flawlessly.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, 0-3. I mean 3-0 for Kisstafer. So yeah, I guess Ek0p won't think so highly of himself next time.
Oh, that's definitely not happening. You're wrong.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, you're wrong on that.
He will always think highly of himself.
I suppose so, but hopefully Kisstafer humbled him a little bit.
We'll see.
Ek0p
So guys,
having
as we round this out, we're going to ask a couple more questions. Please go ahead and follow 2P_entertainment. We do a live show every week. We've got great guests, as we've mentioned to you. VVVO's Kaka is coming next week. It's going to be a fantastic event. $250 on the line, $225 in that second slot. Please follow 2P_entertainment and Don't Kick My Robot. Check it out. We're going to finish up with these interviews, but please give us a follow. We appreciate all your support. Thank you guys for coming out. And once Blizzard has Naxxramas all squared away, things will be cleaner, crisper, and everything will be better. We're still working out the kinks, so we appreciate your understanding. All right, D2, go for it. Hit our man up with some questions.
All right, so what did you think? Just overall, what did you think of that last series? You got to you got up 3-1 pretty quickly, and then you lost to a Priest weirdly, and he wasn't doing anything the entire time, and then you were able to finally take it out with Handlock. Like, give us your overall thoughts on that series.
Well, Miracle Rogue does what Miracle Rogue does. Did the same thing last series, if you remember, last DKMR Invitational. Against Priest, that hurt. I thought Priest should be like an easy win. But I don't know, I just didn't draw Auctioneer, no damage. He drew quite a bit of cards with Thought Steal, Harrison Jones, no Assassin's Blade, so he just healed more than I could do pretty much, and I had almost no card draw. So I went for the YOLO Bank Leaf.
Speaking of, that's the play
timer.
well, that's the play I was going to ask about, is that you had so many cards in hand to be able to just go nuts with the gadgets in if you eventually drew it.
Yes.
But you decided to just go with the Van Cleef a little bit early. Take us behind your thought process behind that.
I'm like, Van Cleef carried me for Zoo, so he's going to do it again. But actually, no, I just did it because honestly, I don't know. If I didn't draw Auctioneer, that was like my only way to win. And I had 2 out of 16 to draw Auctioneer, which isn't that great. And I thought I was dead in 3 or 4 turns.
Alright. Makes sense. And, what happened the first couple games? I probably forgot. What was it? Druid versus Druid? No, that was the other game. What was your first game? Remind us.
What was my first game? Honestly, I don't know. Playing the games, like I don't really remember
we're 3 hours into this, man. It's a bit of a blur.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was a Druid Mirror. It was a Druid Mirror,
yeah.
All right.
I actually played Brad's token list. It was the first time I played.
Okay.
I haven't really played token before. And then I won that game. And then he went Zoo, right? So
yeah.
I thought.
So you went...
Well, no, he went Miracle, right? And I beat his Miracle. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was wrote his Miracle against my Druid, and he didn't draw 1 damage for 2 turns in a row. So I somehow managed to win that game. And then he went Zoo, and I think I made a misplay. Like, I held on to... I could have done Violet Teacher, Innervate, Power 1 turn earlier, but I wanted to coin just to get another 2/2, but that really wasn't worth it.
We were pretty critical of you on stream. We were we were saying why did you do that? So.
Yeah, that was the first time I played token ever, so I thought it would be worth it, but like now looking back, it definitely wasn't.
Yeah, the greed was real. Wanting that extra 2/2.
All right, I got a question for you here. What are your thoughts on Lotheb? What are your thoughts on the rest of the Naxx cards? But particularly Lotheb was played this week. The Belcher was played. What are your thoughts on these cards?
Well, I honestly think Lotheb is going to be nerfed like soon. It needs to be. It's way too
What would it be
powerful.
nerfed to?
It could be the same thing, maybe for 6 mana.
No.
Just like House Sylvanas.
Oh no, that doesn't work though. And I hear you, but it takes away the power versus Miracle Rogue.
Yeah, but they didn't make the card for Miracle Rogue. Like that's not what the card was intended for.
What was the card intended for? Well, it's intended for top decks?
No, tempo decks.
Tempo decks.
Yeah. So I think it would still be a great card at 6 mana. It would just make it less overpowered. That's why I made it like gold.
I think they might,
because they're gonna change it.
Oh wow, it's clever.
Brilliant decision. What if they just make it a 5 mana but make it a 4/5, or make it a 5 mana, make everything cost 3, make all the spells cost 3 more, and just like make it possible to play spells but not,
Yeah, I like that. 3 more, 4 mana.
Another minion 4/5? Come on, man. Do you really hate Priest that much?
Priest can go. Well, it doesn't matter because you have to. I mean, Shadow Word Death is the cost thing.
Right?
Yeah, Shadow Death costs what, 8 mana anyway, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if you play on turn 5, no Shadow Word Death regardless.
And it's
what do you think?
Not used to counter like Miracle. Well, it's used for that, but they didn't intend it for that because that card is ridiculously strong in Miracle Rogue. It's such a good card in Miracle.
What are your thoughts on Lotheb?
Overpowered.
Overpowered. Yeah. So not very useful. I mean, not very. It's going to be in every deck. You're saying?
Yeah, I think so.
I like it. And what about this other card? It's like a
Belcher.
No, Oh yeah, Belcher. I was asking about Belcher. Sorry, I apologize.
Yeah, I was actually playing Backspace's handlock list that he just made not too long ago. That runs double Belcher. And honestly, I think that card is really good. It's strong against Druid. Like, they can't even combo you out because it just responds as a taunt. It's strong against Aggro Hunter. So it's great against aggro decks. Aggro Warrior as well. Aggro Paladin. all the aggro decks.
Yep.
I think
And
it's a good card.
you can't get really. It's hard to get past with Miracle Rogue as well. Well, kind of.
Yeah.
Not
All right, one last question about the Naxx decks. What are your thoughts about Unstable Ghoul?
Unstable Ghoul. Honestly, the only thing I really know about that card, well, the only deck I know it's viable in right now is Sho actually has a warrior list that runs that. So he runs 2 of those in 1 whirlwind, just because the effect is pretty much a whirlwind. So it looks really strong in his deck. If you guys want to like see how it works, just go to Sho and watch him.
Cool.
Yeah, he's a top legend player with that card, so I think it's viable.
All right, everybody check that out, and let's do some shout-outs real quick here.
Okay, cool. D2, you first.
So you can follow up. All right, so let's just go through all our sponsors one more time. Hearth2P, great articles, varied amount of articles, and you're watching their channel right now. Waypoint, make your gaming website, make more money. Hearth stats, get your deck stats right there. And Gunner, great eyewear for you. Hearthstone players, fantastic articles from pros. Make me a dragon, go make yourself a dragon. I Hearth You, great articles there, as well as our podcast. Soul Farm Masters, great tournament, gives you a BlizzCon ticket. And I want to thank all my both the teammates today, Kisstafer and Hosty, for representing the team super strong today, as well as the other guys who have helped us out, Brad, White Powder, and Varanus. And yeah, I definitely want to thank Ek0p for coming out here. Obviously he didn't have the greatest results. I was gonna say he wasn't having a great showing, but that's incorrect. He had a good showing. He played very well. Just the results didn't go in his favor. And obviously a very good player. We're happy to have him. It turned out to be a great show having the 3 of you players in this. Nice. And so and I want to thank you, Kobayashi Maru, as well. Thank you for getting me through these crazy math mistakes on the stream.
Don't worry about it, man. It's all good.
Protecting me against the legion of chat people. That's it. Thanks everyone for watching. Kobayashi and I guess Hosty, what do you got?
All right, Hosty, do it up. Darude Sandstorm's
Okay,
coming on, so you got
I can't follow
this.
that, so I'm going to try. But honestly, thank you guys at DKMR, my team. You've really helped me prepare for every single tournament. And all my teammates are awesome. Kiss for Brad, you too.
All right.
White Power. But White Powder, obviously.
White Power. White Power.
And I have to thank
Hosty confirmed racist.
I have to thank Backspace and Firebat, as they helped me a lot with my decks and preparing for the tournament as well.
All right.
Yep.
Great. So on that note, I'm just gonna finish this off, guys. Thank you all for watching. Check me out. You can find me on Twitter at Kobayashimaru, on Twitch at Kobayashimaru. Also on YouTube, I have a lot of great videos at YouTube/CNegrin, CNEGRIN. Thank you to my co-host D2. Thank you to Hosty and Ek0p and Kisstafer for playing. All the rest of the D2 team, the DKMR team, and to Poach running the team, guys. All right, that is it.
One last reminder.
Go!
Okay, one last reminder. Okay, go to don'tkeepmyrobot.com. Go to youtube.com/don'tkeepmyrobot. Watch the VODs if you're coming in late. Watch all the VODs of the Invitationals. And yep, that's it. Okay.
Alright, here we go. It's on, baby. Darude Sandstorm. Enjoy it, guys. Enjoy. Woo, woo. Get your rave on. Thanks for coming, guys. We'll see you next week.